All right, guys, good morning. Oh, how are we doing on time here? Oh, I guess we're a little behind schedule, but we call it 11:30-ish. So a couple of things here. Of course, as usual, we will be working through the alts that members have chosen. And as I always remind you, just because I know we have some that are new here that maybe have not participated before, our goal here is twofold. One, it's a way for us to kind of get a look at how members' TA skills are progressing. Secondly, as I often will remind you, and I take advantage of this on a very regular basis, just today, Money Crypto and I were talking about this. We now have over 13,000 altcoins. Hard to keep an eye on everything. All right, so this is just one more way to just have a full, all of these members approaching the market technically with the same methodology, looking for setup. So this is just a great additional benefit. It's like a human scan of a whole lot of assets. Can't catch everything. So often I see great trading ideas in here that I participate in, and this is one that I have a piece of this. This is one of our more senior members who's been with us for a long time. Very skilled. This is his baby, right? This is the one he's really sees great potential here. So this is a regular posting of his. So this is the graph to the dollar tether on Coinbase here. So this has been difficult. And I think he sent me a couple of things. I've got a couple of different time frames here. This is one that I think he's keying off of. This one here, and this I like this because this is his beach house scenario. All right. So that's, you might chuckle at that, but I think that actually is motivational. He's visualizing, and if this is realized per this count, and we even close to that, he might have a couple of those. So if we come back here to where we are, let's do this bigger picture here. Oh shit, can I do this? Oh, I guess I can't. I got to do it here. Oh, look at this bigger picture, because this is something that he's keying off of here. So you can see, let me reset here. Oh, the swing. I guess this looks technical. We got a 50 here. So nice, just triangular action here, and then the little breakout. So it appears the way what we can see his count here coming off of this looks like we're working into this 5. Boy, that's money small. Let's go up here. So we're working through that nice 5 just to give us, it's confirmation is always what we're doing with a 5. And so often, it's a little bit counterintuitive, because we want this to come up here and complete, because that confirms the hard low here. See, that's the benefit now. So we get a 5. Now, you can look at this and say, okay, well, wait a minute, right? But I know there's going to be an algorithm on the other side. So if we get the 5 right here, right, do I have some potential resistance here? Well, of course, right? We know this, right? So here's the front run on the 50, that doesn't get to target. So now we're going to try again. They will continue. This is just what the algorithms are doing. That's how it's written. So they're going to defend here. They'll defend right up to on the other side of the 65. And then, as you guys know, right, I'm trying to teach this here, make it relatively simple. It's never that they reverse and go long here. Now they're just to get another long, or for you as a trader to duck in behind them, we got to wait for the next 50 golden zone, right? Now you're, so, sorry, it's a little allergy this morning. So just the broader point here, if we confirm the 5, then we say, okay, we've got a pretty good contender here for a hard low. So is this the start of a new trend? Well, again, also just looking here, you can see the finish here. So this gives us this nice 5 to finish, right? So with that, you can see what are we going to have to do here? Oh, looks like we'd have to do A, B, and then finish with the C here. But this 5 is what we need to lock in this low. So I know all of this we still have to recognize as a problem. But what this does for us now, the idea is not to say, if I break this channel here, I want to be a buyer here. No, this is all just part of the process of setting the trade up. So now what we can look at here and say, okay, I've got a very solid candidate here for a significant low and a potential trend change. We didn't get a particularly good 5 here, but this is always, we're on a 3-day chart here. It's always a little bit of a distortion when we're when it's first hitting the exchange. So this 5 here it's not it's not that we want to plan for this. Now, all we're looking to do is, okay, where's the strategic entry to get long? Now, we don't have the pivot, but you could realistically anticipate, where we might get that. Again, this is not that hard. All right, so put it here. So are we likely to get some resistance there? I mean, it's reasonable to anticipate that, right? One algo always breaks, right? So it's not like, oh, there's an algo there. Oh my God, right? It's going to the floor. No, but that's where we might anticipate that, because that would give us a great setup here. Now here's the target here from this little series here. So we're a little sloppy down here, the 707 hold it, but that's not atypical for a diagonal, because it's thus all the overlap. It's a fight to establish the new trend. That's why you see diagonals like this when new trends are starting out. That's why you'll find it in the one wave or the A wave, or when trends are ending, where you might get a contracting diagonal. It's that volatility as the trend, bulls and bears fight out for dominance there. But you can see this coming in here, and then all you're doing is now saying, okay, I've got a 5, right? Now, again, nothing says it must stop here, right? It could keep going. We could have a monster here. You just don't know. But what you would like to see here is for that to pause, complete the leading diagonal, and then we wait for the 2. Right now, we don't have this, but we get up here. Now we're just quietly waiting. Okay, I got my 5. So I would just bring this right down here. And where's the, again, not having it. Look how that lines up nicely with this congestion here. So if we get up here, then it's okay. Well, now careful of the FOMO, right? You don't want to buy into all that, right? That's where the resistance is going to be. You just look at the chart. See, okay, the people that sold this are going to defend here. They're looking for that. Why? Who knows, right? It doesn't matter, right? It's just we can see the trading activity here. So we know shorts that caught this, if they're still in it, they're going to defend here. So we want this, right? We just sit here and wait for that. That's what you're looking for. So can we construct a trade here, right? So this would be really, you don't know which one you're going to get here. Say you got the 50, right? So it's not ideal. You'd almost want that to take a little bit more time. But granted, remember, I'm on a 3-day chart here, so this is distorted to your eye. But that move, okay, good, right? It's on a 3-day chart. That's a pretty good move. But what we're really looking for is this move up here, right? If we're going to use the framing here. Oh, and it may be that, if you got a big push here and it started to go here, you'd be well outside the range of this. You'd be adding parallels on this. But right now, as it sits, that's the setup. Now, you see, a lot of people look at that and go, well, wait a minute. If it's going to go up here, I want to buy it right now. Now, see, for me, I mean, if I'm trading on a shorter time frame, maybe 60 or so, and we're going to go down to a smaller time frame, okay, maybe. But as is always the case here, as I try to teach you guys, we want to buy it. Look here. So you want to buy it when it's coming down, and which seems counterintuitive. I get that, right? So there's the pattern that we're looking for: a 3 down. And it's not here. Of course, it could keep going, right? Obviously, we're looking for a little bit of a pause here, a little bit of reaction. So that bar right there would have been an ideal spot. Now we got a little retrace, right? So you might have been a little nervous there, but now eventually it plays for. The reason we want to buy it here and look for that little reaction here, and I try and stress this, is because if we go long here, even long on the retrace, where's my stop? It is so favorable, and this is such a simple concept, yet you'd be surprised how many people come to us and they struggle with this. Well, I just figured I'd buy it there and didn't have a stop on it. I just liked it long term, and not that there's anything wrong with that if you're committing to a long term trading plan, right? You want to say, okay, I'm going to be in this. I just want to be in this for 3 to 5 years. Okay, well then, does this little difference matter? Probably not. But if you're going to trade this, particularly if you're going to try and, which is so very common amongst crypto traders now, because everybody wants it fast, right? Right. That's the American dream, right? I want it. I want a lot and I want it fast, right? I want wealth and I don't want to wait. Like, oh shit, you're 35. You're not a millionaire. What's wrong with you? Right. That's the new American dream. So they want it fast. So what that mean? A lot of leverage trading. So if you're going to trade this with leverage, you better Well, you probably wouldn't be trading off of a 3-day chart here, but you can see how, hey, this might be getting started here. Now, as it is, because it's a diagonal, I'm looking for this to finish as an ABC. So we're going to have to go down to a smaller time frame here. This is, I think this is the one he gave me here. Oh shit, is that it? No, here, sorry, I got to go over here. All right, so there, now we can come down here and dig into this a little more detail. Okay, so here's the diagonal, and you can see there's rather complex here. It's not disproportionate. Here's a clear 3 into the 2. Now this has some complexity. So yet again, here's another diagonal as we finish, right? Contracting diagonal, right? The opposite of what, interesting. So do you see here, we have an expanding diagonal. In the broader structure is an expanding diagonal, but we finish here with a contracting diagonal. Right, it's the volatility is the trend trying to be established. So as we come down here and get this pivot, and we get some technical confluence down here, it gives me a trend line. Now here's the trade. Right, this is the trade. It seems so simple to me. I don't know why people struggle with this. Okay, so the market's gone here. So this is where most people are going to buy it, and you just look across and go, well, boy, does that make sense to buy it right here? Does that make sense? Right, resistance. Okay. Oh, it was the support. Now, maybe it gets through here. Maybe it does get through here, but is this where you want to enter the market? Right into all of that? Always, you got to look left, right? Got to look, what am I going to run into? Because you're looking here, and you as a bull are you seeing nothing but like this, right? So, but there's always someone on the other side of the trade who they're thinking down here. So this is the trade that I try. It's such a simple concept. Okay, if you're going to take that trade, and if heavy emphasis, if you're going to take this with leverage, well, you sure as fuck going to have a stop on it. You can't. Otherwise, you're just creating something like this liquidation wick, right? You just why make yourself vulnerable to that? Stupid. No reason ever to do it. Make yourself vulnerable in leverage without a stop. I have no sympathy for people who do that because it's just self-inflicted. 1, 2. Okay, my stop's down here. So I can just set the thing up. Okay, nice. Okay, low risk. What's my risk reward? Well, if this is 1, 2 or A, B, we don't, you don't know. But see, granted, right now he's putting an A here, but we could have 5 into an A. Because look how far we've got to go. The A could be up here. So this could easily, as he's noting here. Oh, here, let's get this out of here. We could do it this way. We could have the A, the B, and the C up here, right? So all of this 1, 2, we don't quite have an impulse there because of the overlap. Maybe we can. It would have to be 1, 2, 1, 2, or so. Well, either way, this is in development. So what can we see here that anyone can see? Right, from this low, higher highs, higher lows, all the way up. Right, those are even Ross hooks. Right, so maybe old timers. Right, so here's the break, here's the retrace. Now we break that, boom, Ross hook, break that. That may be language you guys aren't familiar with. That's what is that going back to? 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s. Right, when he was around. So we've got a big target up here. So if we're going to hold this structure here, this could just be we're getting into the 3, 4, 5 of the A before we get up here. I mean, you don't know, right? It could just do that. But we can here. Even if you simplified it this way, say, okay, I got something happening here. Now, do I get a higher low? Do I? Well, you don't as you're sitting there, you might think, I got a higher low, but you don't know because it could do this. But once it starts to go here, and now if I get a second higher low, now do I get a higher high? Right? Just simple. Like this is trading 101. This is his rudimentary higher highs, higher lows, lower lows, lower lows. It's the most rudimentary approach to trading. Am I trending here? What are we on, a 6 hour? Let's go to the 4. Well, this because it's a diag. Well, we don't know yet, right? So you're right now. This is the pivot that matters, right? This is where ideally, you had just a perfect long, even if you didn't get that one, right? So you see how it just will give. Here's the next one, probably a 50. Come here, right to the 50. So if you didn't take this one, right, you got this one. I don't know. It didn't look like, oh, what about this one right here? Right? There's another one right here, golden zone. You see that down there? A little golden zone. That's the trade. Where's the stop? Under the low. You can give it a little breathing room. It's just not conceptually that difficult, right? It always surprises me why people struggle with that. Well, it looks like here I can get an impulse. So it looks like right off the bat here, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So maybe that's A, B, C. Maybe we got our 3 in. Now this that wouldn't work for us quite per the diagonal, because we're now anticipating that we're going to get the 1 here. But here's the alternate. Oh shit, could we do? Yeah, we could do this. This could be the 1, right? Because this looks like it's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A, B, C. I could do this A, B, C. But so I could do a 5, 3, 5. Right? That's a. Purists will beg to differ with me on that. I see the 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 leading diagonal so often that I have no hesitation trading off of it or considering it a valid pattern. But there are purists who say, "Oops, it's not in Prechter exist." Well, Prechter's not Elliott. So this. You have to make a decision as to whether or not you want to factor that in. When in doubt, use your eyeballs. This move here, solid, right? We've got all the ingredients we're looking for. So now it's just a matter of waiting for this to complete and start that process. We don't know when it's going to be done, right? When it's done, but when it starts to retrace, then we're looking, right? We're looking, where's some potential support we might run into here? Maybe there's a little geometry. Maybe it's the edge of this channel. There's some sort of retracement here. The time to buy this, here's the absolute worst possible time to buy this right there. Where will most of retail buy it? Right there. You know why? Why? Because whenever we're putting money at risk in the market, we have an emotional reaction to that. It's fear, right? It's anxiety. Even if you don't like that word fear, although it is fear of loss, there's anxiety here. So if you say, oh, it's breaking to a new high. Oh, well, then it must be safe. So this is a good place for me to go in as it's breaking to new highs. Well, there was probably a time when that was more acceptable in terms of how you would approach the market. But now this is an absolute sucker's move right here, just like this, right? So if anybody, I'm going to front run the breakout. I'm going to front run the breakout. It broke the low. I'm going to take it. The number of times that you see the market reject so aggressively at these pivots in modern 2021 trading, I just would encourage you to think twice. You want to be long going into that so that if you get rejected there, you're at least getting rejected with house money rather than, I'm a breakout trader and you just get absolutely. Go through your own charts, right? Don't take my word for it. Just look through your charts where you see this phenomenon happening, right? It's over and over and over again. You've got to wait for something to clear and then test it from above. Now we got to find out, okay, are they going to hold here? Now I'm interested because now we're testing the prior resistance. Is it going to hold? Doesn't mean it's going to hold, but now I've got a smarter entry here. This is not... You see, retail is going to think, it's coming down. Shit, man, I can't buy it now. Oh God, I guess I heard that sometimes these breakouts won't hold. So I better get out. That's the retail trading pattern right there. Oh, buying the high. Oh, back to support. I better get out. Right. And you can just see it over and over and over again. Start looking for it. Use your eyes. Think about the thought process that's because somebody's selling it here. Somebody's selling it here. Somebody's selling it here. Why? What are they thinking? Just a suggestion, right? And then again, it's you see, read it in every book you've ever read about trading. You want to. When the market's coming down, when there's blood in the street, right? It depends on how intense you want to get with it here. There's just hundreds of quotes, but the premise is when the market's down, when people are hurting, blood in the streets, however, whatever. Oh fuck, I can't remember. What was Warren Buffett's blood in the streets? Something along those lines. I can't even remember it now. when the market's going up, you got to be careful about saying, oh, wait, I just want to buy, right? Again, it's a question of, are you long-term trading or are you trying to trade the swings? If you're trying to trade the swings, you're waiting for it to come down so you can buy it. If you're trying to sell the move higher, you're waiting for that to top and then fail on the swing. Can't get there. Right. And that's all the market. Every single move in the market can be broken down to just this, right? This is all the market ever does at every degree. There is no exception. There is no difference. It's either, the only exception would be a triangle, right? But even that, at some point, one of these is going to break, right? That's all we ever do, right? Swing, retrace. Just simplify the market. If we do that, okay, what do we want to do? Well, we're anticipating one of those pivots is going to break. Well, if I can put it in context to where I'm in the part of a trend. So I had something, let's see here if I can do it like this. Okay, well, hey, I got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now, when I'm here, what do I want to do? Well, it's always, particularly with Elliott, it's in the context of what came before it. But right now, there's no reason to assume that trend is over unless we're in some sort of context here where you're anticipating that. Well, here we'll just are on a tangent here. Unless it's like that, right? And we're anticipating, there's the 3 that's countering it, and we're going down here because we're going to break this pivot. So back to this example right here, where we're going, I better lengthen this to make it work. Where we're in this diagonal, and we're trying to get this to confirm. So here we've got this part of it, right? We've got this part, this part, this part, this part. Now we need this to confirm it, right? Then we know we've got the 5, right? But this could certainly fail here, and then the thing rolls over, and you'd end up with this. Again, it can be this simple. I'm going for a new high. I thought I was going to get that 5. I got up here. I failed. I can't get the new high, right? There's stops up there, right? If they can get there, they will get there. Now there's going to be stops right here. Can I get them? Now, what do I have? I got a 3 followed by a 3. Now you got to put that in some sort of context. And that's where the Elliott becomes beneficial. Okay, what came before that? Could this be, if this is an impulse and this is the correction, this could be 1, 2, and now we're in a 3. Got off on a tangent there. But I think here, this is such a good example of that, where, okay, now we're waiting, right? If you didn't buy it here or here or here, this is not the time to be a buyer now. Now you're just pausing. You got to I didn't get that. So I got to wait now until I see something here that sets up the way I'm looking for it. Well, I got a target up here. I know where I think the market is likely to go. I think that's a reasonable target, just using patterns that are prone to repeat. No guarantees, no absolutes. Nothing says it must go there. But if you're a bull, boy, I want to get in here somewhere. Here is not the spot. Well, I should say, in my view, right, for 30 years of doing this and teaching a whole lot of people how to do this, that's the worst place to enter. Worst. Let it come through. Love that all day, right? Okay, so as we sit right here, as kind of just to take that full circle, we don't know where we are in this sequence yet, right? But what I can see is I'm trending. So 1, 2, maybe. Okay, let's see how far it goes, how far this kicks. Is it the A? Is this the A going in here? We still got the C to come. So you're in just a holding pattern here where this is on your radar. You're watching it. I sure would have some alerts on some of these critical pivots. I'd have alerts on that. If it starts coming down, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Hurry up and wait. Right? Wait for a decent setup. It's not quite there yet, but this is definitely one to have on your radar. If you're a regular or if you're a member here, if this goes, you can't say James didn't give you a shit. He's been on this for 6 months, if not longer. All right, so I'm going to get a twofer from James M, who's also given me Link. Some great moves on Link. Okay, so I'm not sure which I get first here. Okay, hang on. Yes, I do want to leave. And so, okay, so he usually gives me an image and then I get a hot link. Okay, so this is interesting. WXY, that looks good. Let me get to your hot link so I can see what we're doing here. Okay, so that's going to be wherever you got it. 6 hour? Yeah, let's go to the 6 hour. Be my get. Oh shit, hang on. Bear with me here. We'll get this going. All right. So, oh, this is nice work. Oh, you kind of left me out in the cold here. Well, okay. So this is, how far are we going back here? Oh, so I'm going to assume that all he's doing here, well, okay. We'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, call that. Let's say we got it. Yeah, so okay, that's all good. Let's double check here. Okay, so a 5 completes here. A, B, C into a W. X 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so pretty nice. 1, 2. Looks like 3. This would have to be the 4, 5. So we get a WXY. James always is very good with this channeling here. So note here, we get this 3 times channeling on this. Let's go down. Let's go to the 4 here. Okay, so off the way, I might have to go 2. So good detail work here. So you can see he cares, right? So he's going through all of this to make sure every swing is accounted for, which you can do usually, not always, but usually if you really dig through it, you can get every wave accounted for. And maintain rules and guidelines. Then there's some times where it's just so sloppy, it's not there. But here's a great example where everything I would see, for me, I would change these colors just so I could see them a little better. 1, 2, 1, 2, there's the internal impulse, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I got to clean. So every swing is accounted for here into my 4, a beautiful 3 into the 4. So what do we get? Oh, it looks like a flat, right? Looks like that's very close. We get a 5 there? Well, even if we just call it a zigzag, right? So we get a little zigzag into the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got to clean. So this is just, okay, this is how you trade right here. Okay, so this is, I can define this, right? There's no confusion. No, might be, but it could be the other. No, that's a clear impulse. And I've corrected it with a 3. And it looks like that's technical, right? Just kind of get to the point where you can eyeball it here. So, right, golden zone. Swing. This stuff up, guys. All right, so here's the B, directly into a golden zone, right? Here's the target. Here's the reaction. Okay, so we can look at this. So it's just, what's happening here is you're just building confidence in your analysis. Oh, shit, look at this. Okay, I got my impulse into the 1. Oh, look at that. I got a 3. It's a perfect zigzag, and it's an algo swing. Okay, so I got a good contender here for my 2. All right, so now I've got, coming off of the low, I've defined the correction. I can confirm the correction is over, right? So per the impulse that comes off of it, I've got a 3. Now, what am I looking for? Right, all this stuff has to push off here, right? We got to put them somewhere. I'm looking for the big 3 right here. Okay, now, is this, do we want to be a buyer here? Well, okay, so you're a little late to the party here. I would propose to you, you're a little late, but if you were watching this, what do we get here, James? 1, 2. You're giving me the 2. You didn't give me the 3. So, okay, so I got to assume that's going to go up a degree. So let me take that up and put it in a different color so I can see where you're going with that. Okay, so you're going 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, interesting. All right, so, okay, do you see what he's doing here? Okay, so this is 1. Then we're going into the 3 here to give us the 2. All right, so this is 1, 2. Now, this is not likely to be the 3, but just based on the distance here, because if we just measure, if that's the 1 and that's the 2, well, okay, it's long enough, but based on what's come off of that and the fact that we overlapped here and the depth of the retracement, it's reasonable to deduce from this that that's not the 3, that's the 1 of the 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, right? That's not going to be the 3, but look here, I can see there's a very clear impulse here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's, anyone can spot that. Looks like this is technical, right? It's just the same stuff over and over, guys. Get that on the low, right? So it's right to a golden zone. Look, target, reaction. Okay, so we're after this, right? A reasonable target here. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it's still got some legs in it. So it looks like you'd have to go 1, 2, big 3, 4, 5. So this is still rolling here. I'm just using this as a shorthand for the 1618, right? Because we came out of a golden zone. So I know I've got that here. So I know I've got a contender here, but the target up here would be off of this one, right? So if I use this right here, okay, so here's one target here. That would be your first target here. But since we're trying to complete the other one, I would put it up here at the 2618, right? So if we're going to blow through 1618, 2618 become reasonable targets here. So right now we're still trying to complete this 1, 2, 3. It actually might be here. Oh, what would we have had overlap there? Let's check that. This is tricky one. Did we overlap? We did not. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, here would be an excellent example of what we were just talking about. Okay, where do I want to buy it? Well, this is a reasonable spot to be a buyer here. I can put my stop right here. Now, where do most people buy it? Right? Oh, it's safe now. Oh, even here. Oh, shit, I missed it. Oh, shit. Here. Now, what do we come all the way back to, right? Let's test it, right? Let's test it. Nice big high volume node here. This, right? If you didn't catch this one, here's your next opportunity. It turns out likely that's your 4. Right now, it's a little dicey here. Oh, shit. Is it going to retrace? Well, now, okay. Now, can you put the pieces together? Okay. Hey, I got a 4. So what am I looking for there? So I've got it. Let's go back to my traditional right here, right at the 38. I've got all this structure, high volume node. Boy, that's a trade you take. The reason here, I've got the pivot, I've got the high volume node here, right? And I'm right at where I'm looking for it. So I can get this labeled as well. So it looks like I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get that wonky there at that degree. Let's come up a degree. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh, look at that beautiful internal impulse. Right now, am I done here? Well, that was kind of skinny for a 4, but what's the tell? Right, that we don't overlap the 1. Like it's spared it by a tick. This is just, it doesn't happen randomly, right? It's spared by a tick. Now, what are we doing here? It looks like we're making the 5 here. So, we're looking for that 5 up here. Maybe it's in. Maybe. Can't say for sure, right? We don't really have a start on it. So what's the next thing we're looking for? If that's done, and I'd look over here. Okay, well, I got, a couple of times where I'm getting over, what he said, on 70. So I'm getting over 70. So this, careful about this. That doesn't mean, we're going down to below 30, right? So the first thing you got to see is how does it respond at 50, right? Here's a good example, right? So this becomes great support and resistance if you don't know this, right? So, can we get over the 50 line? Can we get under the 50 line? Can we get over the 50 line? Can I get under the 50 line here? I'm a little bit under, but I'm back up. So that 50 is critical for an RSI. So if we start to come back down, well, this is what I have a candidate for just completing here. And just occurs to me, we've got another gold in here. Okay, so ping, or so out of this corner, did we get our 80%? For those of you that watch here, what I hope you start to go is, God damn, it's the same thing over and over again. There's another golden corner. Oh shit, it's the same thing, right? So God, I've seen this so many times. Right. And what I hope you're thinking that, and then you start to go, God, I got to start using some of this. And the guy shows it every single time there's a video. He shows it repeatedly. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe. Sure. I mean, just eyeballing, right? That's not too hard to spot. Oh, a lot of resistance here. Oh, we got up. Here's the classic. Oh, must be safe. Oh, breakout. Oh, it must be safe now. It's good in your face, right? Just over and over again, guys. It's how it happens. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be, right? Could be like we're done. This is that's not ideal, right? Elliott's not going to be perfect, right? You don't expect it to be perfect. Oh shit. Can I get more of a 3 here? Well, you'd have to do it like this. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I know, right? So it's a little bit of okay, is that good enough? Well, you might have been pausing there saying, well, shit, that's not much of a 3. Well, you know, your eyes looking for this. Oh, nice, clean zigzag. You don't get it. You're not always going to get it. The market, it's just reality of trading. But I can make something work there. Okay. I don't feel like, you know, even if I just did like a little regression channel on this, just something like that. Okay. All right. When I break that, okay, well, it's coming down. That's 2 standard deviations on either side here. We break that. That's not insignificant. What do? Right back to the median line. Okay. So where are we? Now this has to go up a degree. I can just spot that. Let's go to blue here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe if we're done. So as you sit there, now here's a completed impulse, at least now as it sits right now. This could go higher. That's not enough to call it complete, but it's a contender to be complete. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not the best looking impulse I've ever seen, right? You'd want the 4 to have taken a little bit longer, and the 5, actually, you'd want that. So that may not be done. If you're being picky, do we have a lot of subdivision here? Not really. You know, where's your 2, right? You're kind of not sure. So it's very possible here that there'd be another leg in this, that you could get an extension here. So this might be an area of interest, right? So again, how hungry are you for trades? Right? I guess what that really comes down to, you got a nice little ledge right here, a high volume node over here at the 50. So if this comes back down, you know there's going to be an algo there. You don't have to wonder about that, right? With that as its target. So could that be 1, 2? Maybe we're going to get a bigger 3. Maybe you get a bigger kick in the 5th, because the 1, 2, 1, 2. You know, don't make assumptions. Have targets, but don't make assumptions. Right now, there's nothing that says that here. That's just another retrace. If I get, what do I have here? Right, higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher low, higher low, high, all the way. Right, all the way from here. Higher highs, higher lows, all the way. Right now, if I get here, if I've got this, has that changed? Has there been a change of character? Am I still getting higher highs and higher lows? Well, you don't know right here because you could do that. But is there a trade here? Now, I mean, again, just use your eyeballs, right? Oh, hey, look at this little ledge I got right here. Well, maybe we come back down here because somebody shorted that, right? So possibly you've got potential resistance here, becomes the support. Oh, hey, 1, 2. So there's a trade there, right? And again, that's would I take that? You know, if we're trading Link on a regular basis and I really had a feel for how it moved, I probably would. I don't trade it. I don't short-term traded enough to where I'd be sitting here salivating for that. But if someone had, you know, said, hey, what do you think here? Would you be a buyer here? Oh, sure. Why not? There's no reason. So what's the risk? Just do it this way, right? Would you be a trader there? Would that make sense to be a trader there, to take a trade there? It's 3.37 to 1. Is that enough for you? Maybe not. Right? Maybe you want to take a little leverage there, not 100x, but maybe you take a little more, right? Just staying consistent with higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? Now, be careful now. The median line will be a magnet, tends to be a magnet, but you're not working with that same 80% here that you were working with down here, right? It's from the corner, right? Now you could draw another one here. Maybe you get, that's going to be a little skinny. You could draw another one. Now you got 80% again. All right, but you're going to see how skinny. You don't want this. You always want this to have a little bit more time, right? So you can fatten it out like that. That's why you want a better correction here rather than just something that comes down straight like that. That's not the time to be using median lines when you get a straight correction like that. You want something that takes a little more time, ideally. But could you draw something here? Yeah, you could. I mean, you'd still have your 80%, right? But it would have to do it in a straight line, damn near. Right. You see, because the angle is not right. All right. So there's just one to keep an eye on. Longer term, if I'm trading this, I'd wait. I'd want to see this confirm, because this is a little squishy in here. I don't love this 4. So I'd want to see, okay, confirm that 5 for me. So, all right, where am I now? All right. Does that make sense? So, well, if that's the 1, 2, and that's the 1, 2, and we're looking for all of this is way up here still to go. 1, 2. Is that going to be my 3? $1, 2, $1, 2, $1, 2, $1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, Tricky one. But at the end of the day, here's the current swing I'm trying to complete. I'm far enough, but the subdivision doesn't really suggest that it's done. Could be, right? You'd rather see if I come up here, you see if I finish it up here. Now okay, now that makes more sense to me. Now I'm right where I'm anticipating that. Well, where are you? This 3 to complete, right? I'm just using where do most of them complete? Right there. Right? Oh, look at that. It's right in line with the, well, let's get this off of here. We'd have this one here. Let's see. We want to use. I'd use this. Those are so close. Maybe a little bit of a front run. So you've got another target here. Either way, I'm waiting for this to complete. Give me that 3 because this is do you see how the 3 it's a little abrupt too? Almost it looks like it could be another 1, 2. So I'd want to see this complete myself, right? This is me and I'm analyzing this to take this trade. I want to see this complete. And then I'd be paying real close attention to this one here and this one here, because now I've got a nice little pocket down here where I can really focus on this. Okay. Anything that comes back down here, I've got all this volume down here. All this business was done down here. I'm about to bump into the center line here. Don't lose track of that, right? The market responds to these. So if I get up here, now I'm thinking, oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to see that. And then I'm just going to wait here because if this is the 2, if I get it here, if I get it here, well, look how this all kind of lines up. Man, let's get you back here. Right where I'm looking for it. Well, let's see if that's 3, we'd want. And anywhere from here to here is really your next buy zone. And that kind of fits with some of the things that I can see here. So if this comes up here, now if it starts to come down, that's about as far as I'd give it, right? You don't want it to overlap that 1. You'd prefer actually to catch it up here between the 23 and the 38, just implies more strength in the swing. If I get this and I can come down here in a 3, I'm looking for that to continue. So would I be a buyer here now? Definitely not. I want this to complete. Show me that 3. Give it to me. And then I'll wait for the next swing. Pretty straightforward. All right. Good work, James M. Always appreciate your stuff. And you guys don't miss graph, right? If you're a regular viewer or a member, don't miss it. It's just been how many times we put it in front of you. All right. So good stuff. And then Link also tricky trading here in Link. So this is Link. I think a lot of people have been a bit disappointed in Link. It hasn't had the moves that I think people were thinking it would have in 2021, but it's right now we're trending higher. All right, so we got that covered. Okay, let me keep moving here so we don't go for 4 hours. Okay, I got Aristotle looking at Solano here, so let me copy that. But as usual, thanks, James M., for the content. Oh, hang on. Okay, so what do I got here? Solano. All right, here we are. That's the only one he's got here. So let me copy that. Okay, Aristotle. Oh, this looks good. Okay, so we got an 8-hour here. All right, I like it already. Okay, so this has been on of course, everybody knows this has been on a pretty remarkable tear. So first, a couple of things to note. We are in log scale, right? As he sent it to me in log scale and given the range, that would make sense, right? From our range here from 99 cents to 216. Yeah, that's the range here that would support a look at it. Okay, so this just, what else are you going to call it? Oh God, it looks like, I mean, all right, it's not, that looks like a triangle. Okay, so yeah, it looks like, oh shit. Oh, either way, it doesn't matter. All right, it's a 4, right? You can always identify the 4. Usually, we're not advancing the trend. Sharp 2, sideways 4. Oh, beautiful, right? So we got to actually that Aristotle, that looks more, because that finishes here with a 3. This looks like it's a WXY, right? Just a, not be a pain in the ass about it, but that looks like you're finishing ABC, not with a 5. So I would change that. Well, we've done shit here. Here's our correction. 1, 2, but just for your knowledge, Aristotle, that looks much more like a WXY. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, I got a shallow 2. Well, remember in log scale, it's going to be deceptive to your eye, right? So you gotta check them. Okay, 23, right? That's crypto, right? We do see it. Shallow 2, right? Might influence your anticipation about what to expect in the 4. Because while there's sharpness here, really you'd call this a sideways correction, even though that's abrupt in terms of the range of it. It looks more like a flat, right? Much like this, where here's a hard sharp. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? So another shallow 2. Raging bull, right? So from the low, what's the constant? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, all the way, right? Very constant all the way up. Okay, so now we come into another shallow 1. Nobody wants to wait for the correction to come down deeper, even some of these levels that were so obvious. Now this must be some Monty magic. I'm assuming some higher time frame levels. Okay, let's go to a 4. All right, so I'm going to guess we get a corner here. Oh, Aristotle, I'm surprised you didn't put this on here. Let's get that right on it. Let's see how I got that. Good there, a little high. Right on it. It's worth doing that, because if you change time frames, you'll get, okay, that's spot on. So we have a little front run here on the golden zone. Common, you see it often. Right, they'll front run it here, and we got a POC is visible range, but obviously there's some high volume there. Okay, so we get now. So here again, there has never been a video I've recorded, not one, and I think I don't even know where we are, Monty. It's close to 3,000 videos. Never been a video I've recorded. Well, there's never been a video I recorded that I don't show you that measured move happening. But I don't think there's ever been one where I haven't showed you a corner pocket going to the median line. I mean, how many? What's the number of times you need to see it before you start looking for it? Seriously, that sounds like a rhetorical question, but really I'm asking you to ask yourself, what's the number of times you have to see this happen into your trading methodology, right? And just start to look for it, right? This is my bread and butter, right? As you guys heard me say many times, like only have one thing, right? So from this corner, once, right, caveat always, long as it holds 80%. Oh, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's doing it in an impulse. Well, how convenient, right? How nice of the market to cooperate like that. What? So, do we want to be a buyer here, having just broken the high? Well, you got to remember, there are no guarantees in trading. That could easily just blow and blow and blow and blow. And that fucking guy told me not to buy that here. But I'm just telling you, if you take 100 trades and you do that 100 times, you will have a very, very harsh recognition of why that's a terrible place to be entering the market. You're going to get away with it sometimes. Over time, I can only show it to you, right? You're going to have to experience it. I was like that. I had great mentors, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to test it myself, right? I'm not taking everything everybody says to me. I'm going to test it. Well, it doesn't take too many tests before you realize that's not a good place to enter the market. Now, right here, going into that, just fine, right? Because now if I get rejected here, it's house money, right? It's not trading money. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, okay, so we can just look at this and say, if this is the 2 coming from the golden zone, I know this is a good shorthand for the potential 3 for the 1, 6, 1, 8. All right, well, if I can get that 3 there, now, whoa, just see how this all like, oh, wow, this would set up beautifully. Because if I can get this to go up here and give me the 5 right where I'm looking for it at the 1, 6, 1, 8 relative to the 1 to get to the other parallel, it's just a big puzzle piece, right? So here's what we're looking for. All right, so here's where we anticipate it. We don't know that it's going there, but based in impulses that have gone beforehand, that's a reasonable target to have. They tend to pivot here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Well, okay, what do we have to wonder about what the next trade is? That's not hard. Oh, look, now, see, you may not get this, right? Where it's perfect. Oh, look, it came right back to the prior resistance. Oh, look at the support. Now, if you get that, you got to take that trade, right? This is, you have to take that trade. Right? If you're not taking that trade, I don't know. I don't know what you're waiting for. It's coming down. It's at prior resistance. Now, potentially, always potentially the support. It's within the geometry of the median lines. We know those tend to define the range of the market. There's a very strong tendency for the market to respond here because algorithms use them. Oh, 1, 2. Now, do I have an Elliott count that's helpful here? Oh, 1, 2. Oh, I got an internal impulse. Right? I don't have that yet, but right now I've got a higher high. So I've got a contender here. Well, it's the same thing, right? So I look here and say, okay, well, let's see. Is there anything else I can do here to be helpful here? Maybe I can use the length of that 1 and project it from that 4 for some common targets here. Well, here's the most common at 100. So if we're going to go up and get up this, we're going to have to do something relatively uncommon, which is get a big extension here in the 5th. Right? Nothing says that it could do it right here, right? We've already hit all the requirements. There's the most common target for the 5th because we had a tiny little 1. At the median line, could hover here and come back down. You don't know, but right now there's no reason to make any assumption other than this is likely to carry on. So then you say, well, hey man, you just told me not to buy it there. Yeah, because likely doesn't mean shit. It may finish there, but where's the more strategic trade? Let it confirm because it could here, we don't know. Let it confirm and then wait for the retrace because the retrace is inevitable. It always comes. Just when you think, God damn, this thing's never going to pull back. I should just, there's another classic retail. Oh, this thing's never going to pull back. Fuck it. I'm just going to buy it. As soon as that enters your mind, you could almost guarantee that it's going to do that. Oh, it's never pulling back. I'm just going to buy it up here at the high. I would literally take the other side of that 100 out of 100 times. If we get that, right? So you're strategic about it. Okay, down here. Now, if I get that, again, you don't have to sit here with a limit order. Wait, there's the trade. 3, 4. Now, do I get the 5? If I get the 5, all it's doing is confirming that my analysis is correct. Oh, okay, good. I got it. Where am I in this? All right, I got a 1, 2. Unusually skinny, but oh, look, I just completed another impulse. Now, is that going to be the 3? Probably not. What does that imply? You start to get, your juices start to flow here a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2. Well, I mean, it could be here that this is the 3. Could be. Does that seem likely? Given the length of this, well, let's take it from the low. Right? If this is the 1 and that's the 2. Now, granted, it's log scale. Where are we looking for the 3? So what is this likely to be, right? See, this is where the Elliott is giving you context, right? So you can start to say, wait a minute. Do I really want to be fucking around here for just a little, what do I get from 215 to 225? Is that what you're doing in here? Or do you want to maybe think a little bit bigger here? Now, if you don't have the tools here, just see this is the huge advantage that Elliott gives you. If you don't have these kind of these relationships that are proven to be, how do I want to say this? This has been proven in the market just billions and billions of times. In some ways you could say, well, okay, but the only thing that matters is what's happening right now in my trade at this moment in time. But you can at least lean into that historical context. So I know if I go 1, 2, that while there's no guarantee that it gets up here, at least I have a target. Because otherwise, what's your target? What are you using for your target? We're at an all-time high here. What are we using for targets? A guess? Throwing a dart? What else are you using? Oh, okay. Maybe you heard, I heard sometimes the swings will be related, right, by some fib numbers. Okay. Well, here's this, for this to, to be considered a candidate for the 3, we're at least looking for it up here at 1200. 1200. Where are we now? 200. So do you want to be fucking around in here for 25 to $100? Or do you want to be thinking more strategically long-term, saying, holy shit, the potential here is for this to be at 8,000. Well, shit, beyond that. How about 28,000? And you're like, oh, come on, man. That's ridiculous, right? When I started buying Bitcoin at 1,800 and we were doing projections up as to where that could go, and people were talking about $1 million a coin, at 1,800, it seemed like, well, that's just, come on, man. You're just fooling yourself. That's just hopium. It's just stupid. Well, we shall see. So my broader point here is don't cheat yourself out of all the potential here by going, oh man, I got that. Oh, I got the 4 to the 5. Oh, is a nice trade. But if you get out there and you don't take the 4 and you don't carry on and keep trading this, when it's up here at 28,000, how you feeling about the $300 you made there? And just something to think about. All right, use the advantage that Elliott gives you. Oh, I got a swing, I got a retrace. So I've got a candidate for a 1-2. Now, this could fall apart. This could end up as some sort of expanded B, and we're back down here. There's no guarantee. We don't get guarantees. We just get probabilities, tendencies, and we get human nature and algorithms, right? Written by humans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not going to be the 3. So what are we likely putting in here? The 1 of the 3. Heads up on this one, right? Let that complete, right? You could take the 4 to the 5. Nothing wrong with that trade. Now, if you do that, you're expecting that to give back 50 to 62% of it. So do you want to take a little profit here? Not a bad thought. Right? Because this, you don't know, right? So maybe you get a very shallow retracement here like we did the last couple of times. Because if you're here, you're waiting for the 50, boy, you got left with your mouse in your hand, right? Oh, well, I thought it was going to come down. Oh, it was all set up for it. Look at the nice structure here. Oh, maybe even here a little bit a front run on the 50. It doesn't happen. Market's too strong, too impatient. The demand here, you just think of it that way. The demand is too strong. Nobody's waiting for that. They're going to, I got some weakness. I get a swing. I got a higher high. I get higher high, higher low, right? Off the trend goes. Looking for the 1, waiting for the 2, right? Same thing. You're going to miss them. Sometimes you're going to miss them. Right? Bitcoin's notorious, right? Either the 2 is dramatically deep or dramatically shallow. Rarely do we get them, but on the broader scale, right, it's either very shallow or very deep, right? It makes it hard to trade. So thus, all the more why you have to do the same thing every time. If you start fucking around saying, oh shit, this time, I don't know, maybe I'll take the break out of the B. And you start changing it around, well, then you're losing all the benefit of all the historical context here of this pattern repeating billions and billions of times. Why would you say, I'm just going to make up something new here? I don't like the look of this. Just fuel for thought, right? Here's just a beautiful. So Aristotle, you launched me on a tirade there, but I just the broader point here being, well, your work is quite good here. You could have given me a little more detail, right? Don't be lazy on these. I say that kind of teasing, but kind of, shit, how long did that take, right? Put a little more effort in so I know that you did it, right? You thought it through. Okay, ABC here for the 1-2. So your broader count was good, right? No reason to leave the detail out. But that's for your benefit, not for mine. All right. Okay, so he also wants ADA bottom left. So let me look there since we got, where are you? Oh, bottom left. Okay, so let's take a look here. What you got here? Shit, for all I know, that's what he wanted. Okay, so this looks good. All right, you gave me a little more detail here. So this looks better. Okay, so I'm going to guess here that you want this in log because I can't see that 1-2. So here's the COVID low, 1-2. They don't get any. That's not hard to spot. 1, 2, 3. All right, so here's the classic sideways 4, right? Sideways, we're not advancing the trend. One little squirt up, right? We get it. So you got just a lovely, just textbook. Like I don't know how anyone could say, well, Elliott, I guess that was good back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, but crypto, whoa, we're too happening, right? That doesn't work in crypto. Yeah, we're modern traders. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that looks like a descending triangle, actually. 1, A, B, C, D, E. It is, right? So coming off of that, Oh, that's a long pull, right? So from this pivot, legit here, but that's shallow. Oh, let's see, we're on a 12-hour. Let's go to a 4 here. So here's the corner. Now, right, so remember, right, trading principle number 4, right? You got to be mindful of this. Failure to get there sets up a potential, right? Potential move greater than or equal to the swing. So if this were to fail and start to roll over, then you'd be mindful of that. That is the target pivot. But right now, there's no reason to assume that. We just didn't get it on this first push. That is a long pull, though. So all of this, all right, it's not really that hard to spot. Oh, probe. Right? How many times are bears going to get rejected here? Oh, breakout. All right. So coming into this, I'm going to just hide this here, Aristotle, just so I can see in here a little bit better. Okay. So I'm looking for the 5, right? So I've got the 3, I've got the 4. Now, could it be the 5? Well, yeah, it could be. Why would you assume that? Why would you bet against it completing? All right, we know if this is the 4, we're looking for a 5. Well, we do get a 5 here. So just again, use the tools. Oh shit, let's go to an 8. So if this is the 1, 2, well, again, this is just a tendency that you find in Elliott wave structure that there's often going to be parity between the 1 and the 5. Okay, so if this is the 1 and this is correctly labeled, well, here's a reasonable target for, right? If it's not going to be the 100, then we start just going up in probabilities, right? It's a big extension for the 5th to go 1618, right? That's why 100 and 12738 are the most common, because you don't often get that kind of rip, right? It's not that you don't get it, it's just less common. So this is a reasonable target here. So, but if we do the detail in that, it doesn't look like it would be done here, right? So if this is 1 and 2 has just gone in, we're still looking for all of this to complete. Now you think, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe I'm going to go up that high, right? Nothing says it couldn't. Right? It's all a function of what is this impulse like? Well, first, do we get an impulse here? And if we do, right, is this 3, 4, 5 up here? Where's all that breaking down, right? We don't know yet. But what I can see here is off of the candidate for the 4, I got a good impulse, right? It's just what I want to see. An impulse and a retrace. Like literally, you couldn't ask for this to set up any better. All right, now it looks like it's a little tricky in here, right? They're never going to make it easy for you. Okay, so this is in, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, oh, that's good work, man. Good work, Aristotle. All right, so here, now you went for it. Now you gave me good detail. Okay, so look what he's doing here. This is very tricky. So what are we doing here? Really, we're just going sideways. We're just in a box. We're between the 23 and the 38, right? It's commonly market can't break here, and we're just hovering around a high volume node here. So a lot of business being done here, lack of trend. Well, so but we can say we currently don't have a trend, but from this low we have a trend, higher highs, higher lows, right? Until we start the correction. Now the correction, this is good work here. There's nothing else you could do with that other than call it the A. Right. So it looks like a 3, and essentially this is a waterfall. This is just what you don't want to get caught in. Liquidations are guaranteed. And then there's a 3. So here's the free fall. 1, 2, right? Could have been done. You might say, oh, shit, maybe that's it. Maybe we're going 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3. Can't, right? The B is always the failure. It's bulls failing. Can't, there's stops up there. That's fuel. If I can get up there and get to those stops here, maybe I can push it higher. If they can't get there, that's why the C is the rollover. Couldn't get it. Well, it looks like you might have finished here. See, this is very tricky because it looks like you could have done it here. Right? You could have finished this here. And you might have been thinking, oh, I got it. Okay, so A, B, C, I'm done here. It's a little ugly. 1, 2. Well, it looks like you can get it, though. I'll be damned. It does look like you could. 1, oh, shit. Can we get that? So you have to get 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like you could. 4, well, pardon me. So we get it this way on the impulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not much of a finish, right? Duly noted. So you might have been suspect of that. That's not ideal, but this would have been very tradable, right? Very, very reasonable. But do I get an impulse here, right? So you might be thinking, oh, I'm testing these lows. I don't get anything, but yet again, I don't get a launch here. So the fact that we're here, you'd be, I think what he's done, and I don't know, where he was trying to trade here. Looking at this, it's not unreasonable to think this is some sort of a triangle going in. So the 5 is likely not done yet. Now, so the additional benefit here is that you're looking at this going, well, if that were the 3, 1, 2, 3, well, certainly nothing. If for the correction to be over here, I haven't launched out of this with anything impulsive. I'm just going sideways. So sideways is the first thing that should pop into your head is, well, could that be a 4? Right? That's where you're typically going to find it. Sideways. Oh, looks like I might have a triangle here. So, sometimes it'd be useful to do this just so you visualize it. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it looks like a triangle. So if that's the triangle and that's the E, and we're anticipating this to finish because we didn't get a clean finish here, well, the anticipation is we'd come down here. If this is the 4, we'd finish with a 5. Now look where that would put us, right at the 50. Where are we looking for the 2? Right here. Right. Same thing over and over and over again is the value here. Hopefully that starts to, oh, I get it, right? Okay, so where can I find it, right? You're going to be wrong often. It can't be a problem for you. You have to make peace with that, right? Which is why ultimately success always comes back to how much are you losing when you're wrong compared to how much you're making when you're right. Because you are going to be wrong more than you're right. Just reality of trading. Do not fight that. Do not try and I'm going to be right more than I'm wrong. Just assume you're going to be wrong more than you're right. That's where you have to start. Psychologically, you have to start there. You have to be at peace with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I can get it to come down here, I'm very interested. All right. So can I add anything else? Maybe there's some sort of median line here play that I could work with here. I would want to be on a shift. So maybe I can add some little structure down here and get that C to finish down here. Now this is unusual, right? The 2 relative to the 4 is unusual. So this is an atypical pattern right here. So all the more why you might be weary of it. So do you see what we're trying to complete? To draw it out. This is what you're trying to complete. Pardon me. Oh, it's always going to be a little wonky. If I take it out, log, right? Right? See, there's the shape of what you're trying to compete. Does that look right? I mean, it's not like it's never happened before, but it's not ideally what we're looking for. So we've already are a little suspect here. Could be, or this could turn into a couple of different things here. Now it's a 2, so you want to be the triangle here could be part of a broader correction here. So here's an alternate that we might consider, just to throw it in here, just for as a candidate here. We could have a W triangle X, and now we finish with the Y, right? So this would be if I'm looking at this going. The shape of that impulse doesn't quite look right. And I've got a clear 3 here. I'd be thinking W, looking for not a 5 here. I'm looking for an A, B, C, right? To finish the WXY, right? Now that I think looks actually like that would be my primary here, as opposed to that wonky shaped impulse trying to finish here. But where's the buy opportunity? It's between the 50 and the 618. All right, stop here. You could use 707 as a reasonable stop, which would be in line with the 1 pivot down here. So you got a reasonable target here. But right now, this is not, I don't want to be a buyer here. I want this to complete. What am I trying to get into? I'm trying to get into the 3. All right, so think about the potential here. Why is this worth waiting for? Let's go back to the 4 hour. Okay, think about the potential here. Oh, shit, let's go 8. I can't do it here. Okay, all the more, right? So again, kind of what we were talking about before. Do I want to be dicking around in here for $200? No. These are, you want to have some where you're swinging, right? So you because the potential is here. It's not like, oh shit, maybe it'll go to the moon. It's the structure here supports the idea that this has here. So don't take the little, oh shit, I made $200. You got potential to make 20 grand. Well, it's always a function of what your size is here, but there's a much bigger trade that's here, much bigger. So don't be quick, right? So again, this is class. This is when traders are learning. This is the tendency. Oh shit, I'm up 200. I got to take it. I don't want to give that back. Oh, I'm up $1,000. I got to take it. I don't want to give that back. And then it goes 20 grand in your favor, right? I mean, I promise you the mental stress that you'll experience having taken 600 when it went 6 grand will be far greater than, oh shit, I got stopped out. I lost $200. It's much more painful, right? It's what you didn't, you were in. It's very common, right? One of the hardest things to do is to let your winners run, right? It's so easy, right? Oh, yeah, shit, cut your losers off short, cut them quickly, let your winners run. It's so easy to say, right? But the emotion of, oh shit, man, I'm up $1,500. Oh, do I want to take it? Oh, I'm at the high. Do I want to? Right, maybe I better take that 1,500. Well, if you take the 1,500, right? It's not. The mistake would be if you take the 1,500 and then you get the retrace that you don't go again. But just as we were talking about here, so you had this. If you cut this here, you're fully expecting to give back 50 or 62% of it. You're expecting that. Not like, boy, that would be surprising if it gave back 62% of it. You're anticipating that. So it wouldn't be a bad trading decision to take profit here, but you sure as fuck better buy it down here. Or you blew the big opportunity. You waited for the whole thing to set up. You got the 4 here. You waited for it, and then you pussied out here. That's where you got to show some balls right there. You got to take that for the big hit, or you won't ever get the big hit. Perspective, right? So that's why you want to have some larger targets. Like, where's the potential for this to actually go? Otherwise, if you just pull up the chart, hey, I'm on a new all-time high. Where could it go? You tell me, right? What else are you going to use? How else are you going to determine those targets?
Fuck out of that.
I'm at an all-time high. Where could it go?
Anonymous.
Well, if you don't have this kind of structure and this methodology to do that projecting, you might as well throw a dart at the board. Could go to 36, could go to 136. I don't know. This one, again, guys, there's nothing I haven't tested, tried, traded. I land here and I teach this here because I've looked at everything else. Again, I wouldn't teach it if I didn't believe that this was the right way to guide you. All right, good stuff done. In particular, like this ADA here, keep an eye on that as the 2. All right, so moving on here. Oh, am I back to James M? All right, James M's giving me a lot today. All right, so let's go. Usually, let's see, it's the second one. I got Ethereum, right? We haven't looked at this recently. The one we have been tracking is Ethereum to Bitcoin, which is one that I think James are both in that one. What do you want me to look at here? First thought was a double zero. Doesn't seem to current move. So what are you giving me here? Yikes. That's the daily. Oh, what is your picture here? That is looks like that's the 2 hour. All right, bear with me here. I'm not sure what you want here. I got to make a copy of this. Okay, that's the 3-day. All right, so let's look at this. What is he? Well, he gave me Ethereum to the dollar, but he said bottom left. No, I think he said ETH to the dollar is bottom left. Yeah, so I think that's the one he's looking at. So the 2 hour. Okay, all right. So now this. Okay, so guys, I completely realize that this is a little hard when you first bring it up to make sense of, holy shit, look at all the lines in here. Now, granted, what happens is when you're the one doing these, right, it's easier for you to spot it. It's sometimes hard for me to figure out what he's doing. So or it would not just necessarily him, but anyone else who's drawing all these lines, right? You're trying to figure out what was the thinking here. So these all would have to go over here. Okay. Now this does at times make it a little trickier here to see. So I'm going to not extend left. Okay. So So we're just going to work from this channel. Okay, so this pretty good here. All right, so we have just a standard set of median lines here. Now, this is some of the stuff that Money Crypto will teach you, and I don't want to. He has a unique approach to this. So you're getting sort of a combination of things that you'll see me teach, and then the sweeteners of what Money Crypto will teach you about some creative ways to use some additional geometry within the median lines. But as it sits right now, so if we look here, right, this is, I got a 1, I got a 2. Now, could be the 3. Right now, if that's the 3, right, did I overlap here? So it doesn't look like it did. It didn't. Okay, so let's just think for a second. What are you thinking here, James? See, I have to pick apart his thinking. Okay, so so I think it's possible, right? So this could be the 3, right? There's no way to say, okay, that's not the 3. But look at the length of time here. This would just be, if you're educated, not a guess, but deductive reasoning here. If I look at the 2 to the 4 here, X, it's much deeper. It takes more time. I can see the thinking here. That rather than go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So, and also, right, it's much more bullish count. That we go 1, 2, 1, 2. So part of what would influence that thinking, and you'd have to keep it as an alternate, right? As a candidate, that 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to complete the 5. That would have to be an alternate. You'd have to keep somewhere just in case, right? You don't know for sure anything. I'm going to change some of these colors here just so I can see it a little better. This one, okay, that'll work. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, why 2? Well, look where we go. So we're right where you're looking for it, right? This is deep. That's not the 4 that you want, right? You don't want a 4 going that deep, which is why you prefer the 4 and why they tend to pivot between the 38 and the 23, right? It gives you the upside. This is awfully deep. So the deductive reasoning here to go 1, 2, 1, 2 makes sense. Right? You keep the other one as an alternate, right? Because certainly it's possible that's the 3. We get an impulse. So we get an impulse to start. It's kind of it looks like a 5. So you'd have to do it as it looks like a WXY. 1, 2, 3, triangle 4, right? It's nice work in here on that triangle, right? There's the 4 up to the 5, right? So good candidate for the 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, what happens next? Oh, let's blow in there. Okay, 1. No, it's doing it again. Interesting, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, doing the same thing here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I guess that works, right? You got to be careful here. This could be A, B, pardon me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B. It's possible here that this is, you'd have to be mindful of the possibility here that we get more of a flat here, that looks like that could be a 5. You'd have a slight truncation, but let's just go with this count here, right? So there's no reason not to. So 1, 2, guys never change colors. All right, let's go here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to change that color too, just because, at least for me, so I don't lose track. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got a 1, 2. Oh, yeah, I guess you're stuck with that. A, B, C. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, so you'd have an ending diagonal here. It's in there. It's there. Oh, shit, come here. Barely there. You can see that. You get a little ending diagonal up there. All right, it gives you the 5. So 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my guess is he had to work backwards on this, right? So this, you wouldn't have had this nailed all the way, right? So once this goes here, you got to work backwards and say, okay, well, I completed an impulse. So I got to put it in context. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what I just complete? Okay, well, right, again, I kind of see his thinking here. If it's going to be 1, 2, there's the 3. There's another triangle into the 4. There's the 5. Right, so I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take that up. Let's go. And you wet. Now let's put that in blue here. Okay. Looks like we're working on the 2 here. Okay, so inside this channel, so pivot, 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 right? Look how well that channel. So this is classic traditional Elliott channeling here. We're working off, well, that's right on the edge of it here, right off of the 2 through the internal impulse here to the 4 gives us 3, 4, 5. So this impulse, God damn, that's really good. So let me just out of curiosity. Put that original, not too, looks like you might have had it there, right there. All right, so here's another alternate, right, boom, right to the median line. All right, so from the 1, 2, looks like that a little bit down a little bit. All right, nice confluence here. So off of this 2 coming up here, there we bang, right? So here's your classic corner, right? It's deep, it's not a golden, but we're down here probing. I get a corner, straight 80%. Right, there it is again, right? Yet to be a video. All right, so this gets a little tricky here. Okay, so this one I'm going to take off. We've got that channel. So now we're looking for a correction. So we get a start on it. Now we don't know, but right now it looks like a 3. So anywhere down here, you can see how he's got all of the warning lines here. So, and then here's our 100. Looks like that's 125, 150. So I've got all of these geometry targets here that I can work with. But to zoom in down here, this looks like, okay, so I got 3 and 2. So I've got an ABC, right? That gives me a candidate for a W. Oh yeah. So, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, so we do W into the A, then ABC. Oh, I got to raise that up. Oh, are you giving me 2 counts here? I think you are. Let's take that up a degree or 2. Okay, so W, X. What are you doing? Why are we going X? Oh, I think he's got 2 counts in here. I think he's going A. It's not far enough for a flat. So it's got to be the W. I don't know what this A is doing here. I think that may have just been a holdover here. So we've got 3. So I don't think that we can do that here. So let's take that one out. So it looks like we got W, ABC into a W, ABC into an X, A. Now, are we doing a B here? X could be over here, I guess. I'd be watching for where the algo is. Did we break it? Not yet. Right. So, oh yeah, we did. Right. So here was the first reaction. Right. So Jesus Christ, just again, how many times do you have to see it? Okay. So here, right to the golden zone. Now, look, note it doesn't get target. Right. Here's the target down here. So you had a perfect setup here, right? You had your 80. Granted, you had your 80% here. No, take note here. Look, this is remember we're in a correction here. So if I put this on, oh shit, that's not the one I want. I want this one here. Hang on. I want you on. What the hell? Can I not get that? There we go. All right. So now we got, okay. So that's what I was trying to get to. All right. So I got a swing. I go golden zone. Do I have a golden corner here? Absolutely. Yes, I do. Right there. Right. That would have been the perfect golden corner right there. Swing, retrace golden zone. I got my 80%. So just because it's there doesn't mean it's realized, right? So my guess is that's another one here. So we see this target down here and you go, oh, I got it. Well, there's just a couple of things to be mindful of. One, because we're in a correction, unless the angles would support doing it differently, whereas here we've got just an ideal scenario here. Because it's a correction, we want to start with the median lines in shift. Right, so we're coming over 50. Now look what we do. Median line. All right. Now, would you have known? Right? No, you wouldn't have known. But if you follow what we're teaching you here, is that in a correction, I'm going to start with the shift rather than the original in an uptrend, or pardon me, in an impulse. I'm going to look for original recipe. You'd recognize, hey, that's potentially an area where this might fail, right? Which it does. Now, let me get this off of this, right? So I'm right at the median line here. Now, looks like that might have gone too far. Yeah, it did. Let's go to 707. So we went a little deep here. So you broke the golden zone on this side. So you do not get a golden corner here, but you do get a corner. Now, if you were thinking about where that might go here off of that median line here. Now, it's not golden, right? So we break the golden zone here. Do we get our 80%? Right? Would have been tricky. Right, you might have been, oh shit, man, I thought that was going to hold right here. So if you took the little loser here, well, first thought is you wouldn't. I would like to think that I don't need to tell you not to put your stop on the median line. That's like putting your stop at the 50 or at the 6-1. No, not on the median line, right? So if there was some, you might have taken a little heat here, but you wouldn't want to put it. So if you're thinking about, oh, where am I going to put a stop? Well, it wouldn't be on the median line. I'd like to think that I wouldn't need to mention that, but maybe I do. Right? That's not that, because that's a potential pivot, right? You would the market could react there. So that I'm going to take that one off. Take that one off. And now let's think about where we are in the broader count. Okay, I have this as a 3. Now, it's possible here that this is doing something like that. And that this is going to be a WXY into, or we're going to get some sort of a 3 in here. Looks like we could do it that way. Oh, shit. Could we go WXY? I guess we could. Maybe that's what he was doing. I think that is what he was doing. All right, so he might be thinking WX, that's not much of a Y. I think it's more likely we're something like this. And we're still working on the X. And I think that also is kind of far as well. That one went 707. So do I have a corner pocket here? Yes, I do. I do. I'm in shift. So I'm looking for this right here, right? Or here, right? Or you don't know, but if it starts to pull back here, this would be a logical first target. Well, I'd anticipate it would make the median line. Maybe it's going to make target. Now look where target is. All right, right. So now I'd be in line with an algo target here, but we broke the golden zone here. So you'd be making an assumption here that, oh, okay, well, this algo is giving it a little more room or whatever. You don't know. Once it breaks to 65, you're kind of in no man's land. Well, could be, right? But maybe it's an algo that's giving it more room, but you'd have to be mindful of the fact that because we broke here, so let's see if I draw it this way. Here's the break. So the next time this comes down, there's going to be an algo participating here because we broke the 65. So that's going to look for that. So because of that break, ideally you'd hold here, but since you didn't, right? You got to deal with what the market gives you here. You'd have to be very mindful of what's going to happen coming down here because the algo will be there. Oh, here, let me do it. Oh, I want 2, right? So it's going to be right here. It will participate here. Now, that doesn't mean that that guarantees that it gets to that target, but it means you can anticipate there's going to be some algo, there'll be software that will kick in here. Right? Maybe they get there, maybe they don't. Maybe we just go sideways in here between two, but we just get in a fib fight, which is very common, right? One side, no side breaks. But as it sits right now, it looks like that might be something to be watching for. So is there a trade there? Looks like you had this textbook, just beautiful impulse coming off of the low. So does this look like it would be done here? Shit, anything's possible, but I would be anticipating lower prices here. Well, here, let's just use the norms. Oh, shit. What is it? What's typical? Why would we assume anything else other than the norms? I'm going to take this. Oh, we're not to that target yet. Well, of course, as I'm just noting here, we're not to this target here. So the algos that we're buying here, they're not to that target yet. So you can see how there's the threat for this to go up here and go a little bit further. But if indeed, right, so if we look at what we've completed, are we done here? Yeah, we are. Okay, so this is the low we're using, right? If that one is in, this is where we're looking to be a buyer. Now, how does that get down here? That's where we're looking for it, right? We're going to do it this way. Well, now the WX, right? If I can get this to come in a 3, if I can get a 3 here, starts to make more sense, right? Now I'm trying to get into, all right, this is the important piece, right? This is why this is here worth paying attention to. always, right, if you're an Elliott Wave trader, you're trying to get into the 3 or the C, right? That's what those are the money waves, right? So if I'm 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay, you got to think for a second. What does that mean? Okay, that means that I'm trying to get into the 3 of the 3 of the 3. Right. So over time, right, you'll if you work that out and do the 1, 6, 1, 8, 1, 6, you realize how insanely bullish that is. 1, 2, right? We don't have, right. Could be the 3, right? But as James is reading it, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're starting to get some targets here that would be, 10,000 would be easily in range here. If it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're still looking for this 3 up here. If we get this to that 3, all right, now that's 1, 2, 3 here, but we haven't even completed this 3 of this 3. It starts to get, it gets hard. Your brain goes, oh, come on, man, we're not going to 20,000. Really? We're not, huh? You're sure of that? Sky's the limit. Once more, right? Well, I tell you, if you can get into this one, oh, I made the median line. I made $500. Okay, well, if you take profit there, God damn, you better take that one, because this one that will do more damage to you if you miss that one than if you had missed that one. Now it gets there. Oh man, I made 500. I could have made 25,000. What's more painful? I promise you, what you could have made, and you were in the trade, way more damaging to you psychologically, way more than taking a few stops along the way. Oh, fuck, stop, right? It's just reality of trading. Nobody likes it. You accept it. Stop's doing its job, right? Kept me from blowing up my account. Thank you very much, right? Are you going to take this one, right? Once it goes, you have to react. You can't wait for it to be safe. That's what retail does. Oh, is it safe? Oh, maybe I can take it now when it breaks that high, right? Oh, that'd be a new all-time high. What did Bitcoin just do, right? Went $7,000 down after breaking that all-time high, right? Do you want to be a buyer here? Doesn't mean it couldn't do that. That's just a inexperienced trader's approach to trading the market. Oh, I'm going to trade the breakout to the new all-time. It's a terrible place to enter the market. Okay, good work, James. Thanks for sharing that with us. Oh, that was nice. Okay, good. What do we got? Oh, shit. Here, let me find a blank one here. Well, this will work here. So it's what's the? Let's get crypto here. A macro. What? Take out the daily. Oh, out to the daily. We're not doing much there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got it. I got. Yeah. I got it. Okay. So I just want. So I just Vegas wave is good. Oh, he's got a little super trend on there. Oh, that's cool. Okay. All right. Well, all we need here, we can just start with this. Okay. So I think we did look at this before. Okay. So just. So first thing, right? So if I bring up something like this, I don't love the wick action, right? So we're only on one exchange. So just basic, okay, supply, demand. Sure looks like we got a range. Okay, so here we based. There's a new coin. Okay, so these are frustrating, right? So what do you do with those wicks here, right? So you can see this just shows you a lack of liquidity, right? Why you see that kind of wicking action here. Oh shit, let's go to an 8, see if we can make sense of that. We're going from 10 to 65. I don't think there's going to be enough difference here. Well, so if you're in that battle here and you're like log, no log, right? Is it helping me here? I can see the separation a little bit. Well, I'll start right because we have this. Sadly, I wish this weren't the case, right? I truly do because people ask me this all the time. Well, do I use log or arithmetic? Well, all you can do is just look, right? So I'm in arithmetic and I just drew up the retrace. What do I see here? Again, Jesus Christ, it's funny, right? I mean, I cannot make this shit up, guys. I've never seen this coin. I don't even know what this coin is. I know nothing about it, right? Do I need to know? No, I don't. They all trade the same way, right? Is the algorithm in here? I don't know. Is it? Looks like we broke here. So if you break, what's the next thing we do? We go back to the next pivot because that's what the algorithm's going to do. All right. So, all right, let's see if we can put a count on this. Oh shit. I would just call this a diag, right? So looks like it's pretty, let's just double check that length here. It looks like a fairly good start here. Let's just double check this. Yep, we're good. Okay. So 5 long. So all I was doing there is just, if it's a diag here, we got, this is enough, right, to call the overlap. You got the wicks here to do it. I was just trying to not include the wicks. So I was just checking that 5 is longer than 3 because obviously 3 is longer than 1. So I've got just a textbook leading diagonal here, right? It's just okay, right? So we're starting. This is a new project here. We've had this big sell off here, right back to the demand. So, right, just classic market manipulation, right? We start here, take it up, everybody makes a bunch of money, gets dumped on, we come right back to where we started. Okay, well, can we do it again? As a matter of fact, just looking at this, it looks like the exact same thing just happened over here, right? We just did it again, right? One big leading diag, one big massive. Okay, we'll do it again. Oh, we got another big leading diag. Okay, so if this is completed, because it's completed, well, here, let's take it down a degree. Let's go. All right, let's go to here. So something, a 5 completed here. I got to call it something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go up a degree and go to green here. All right. So I got a 1, 2, 1, 2. Right. It's not likely to be 1, 2, 3. Right. They're not impulses. Right. So it's 1, 2, 1. Right. So as far as I'm concerned, it really doesn't matter. Right. So from I would just use this as, okay, this was history. Now we start the whole process over again. So from this low to that pivot, right to the 50. Just get it right on that pivot. Front run. What else did we do? Lips of the golden or the Vegas wave. Okay, so is that enough? Well, let's go 2 hour here and see how that looks. Well, just right off the bat, so your first thought would be, there's a classic B, right? Remember, it's always a push to get to the highs that fails. Well, that looks like to me like we've just done an ABC here. So it would have been fine here for that to pivot, but it doesn't look like it's enough time, right? So you just kind of looking at that in the context here, well, something, took some time here. We're going to correct it that fast. I'd be at this point, I'd be thinking W, X, A, B, C could be, right? So you might anticipate that to come down a little bit lower, but it doesn't have to. So I'll often tell you to look left here, but these don't seem to be related, right? So this pivot here, or any of this price action here, wouldn't be relevant to my decision-making process here because this is already come and gone, right? So we've done this. So everything that I'm looking for structure-wise is all relative to this swing. So just, even though it's log scale, I'd want to do it just to see, okay, where's the point of control is down here, makes sense, right? We're stalled down here, but I'd be looking for the value areas right here, which is not a bad thing to do, right? Just wick off the value areas. Okay, so where am I, right? I'm right back into the value. right? Where's all the trading happening? Right. So I'm right back in that zone. So I had my launch out here, came up here to challenge that high, rejected again. Right. So we have a demand zone. I got a supply zone. Now I've come down, I've tagged a buyer there. Well, you use some of your tools here, right? Is there anything here that would be helpful? Well, okay. We're a little bit overdone here. You got to be careful about that language, right? We haven't quite crossed really to where, so, okay, this is the one you want where you get that green line where now it's crossing from below 30 back above. Right? I don't quite have that here. MACD is flat, right? So we're essentially just working through this correction. So where's the ideal location? Well, I can see, all right, I got a high volume node right here. I might kind of pay attention to that. If this is going to go WXY, the 2 hour here. Looks like that might be a 50. It is. All right. So here, reasonable X. Looks like I might have the whole thing just starting to frame itself out for me. For the Y, for the 2. It's here, and we just kind of made that point. I can take that out. All right. WXAB, waiting for that C to come down and finish. So anything down here would be of interest to me. Oh, well, it looks like you might work a trend line here as well. I'd be looking for that here. Let's do it. Let's put it in the 2. I don't like to do it. Oh, that shit, that'll work. All right, so I might play with that. I want to see. So look how the Vegas wave here. Now we get a little bit below it. I'd be looking for signs. Anything that I could use here. Sometimes if you get a little, you can allow for a little overthrow. So you don't necessarily always have to be right on the lowest low. I want to see where can I get more participation here. That's wick. So I got pivot. This is wick. So if that were to come down here, so it's kind of a nice setup here. So if I'm looking at that and I'm waiting for this to come down to the C, well, here I can kind of look at this structure and say, all right, well, something was there. So if I were to come down here, you got a choice, right? It depends on how much you love this project, right? So you could just be a buyer here, just start accumulating on the assumption here. Well, okay, if it's going to come back down here, all I'm going to do is just keep accumulating because I'm thinking about where this is going to be 3 to 5 years from now. Or if you're just looking for a trade, well, same entry here, but I might wait and see the reaction. Give me a little reaction so I can take the retrace, right? Because I'm trying to get into the 3 of the 1. Right? If that's going to be the 2, if that's going to be the 2, right? Which right now it looks like that's what's on deck, and we're going to go 1, 2. Here's the 3. I'm trying to get this is really all of it is to try and get into that. This is just so I can say, where am I? Well, now you can take this. You're going to have some resistance up here. Let's just assume it goes. We get the target down here. Okay. So as this comes off of that, if we to get it down here, you're going to have some resistance right here because the algo will be there to try and take it down here. They'll be here, right? They'll be shit. It's just software, right? No guy sitting, man, I hope that goes down. I can make some money. They don't give a shit, right? So that'll be there, right? So you'll have to deal with that. So then you have to ask yourself, okay, if I get the long here, am I comfortable giving back 50 to 62% of it? If I am, okay, well, all I'm doing is just adding with house money. Yeah, I gave back some profit, but now I'm just going to reload or take 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%, whatever is appropriate for you, take it off. Now, but if you take it off, you got it. You're basically saying, I'm going to take it off here because I made some money off of this trade. So let's say I took it here off of the 1, 2. I got all the way to the 5. I ran into the algo for resistance that rejected me back down. So at a minimum, I'm looking for 50, right? If I'm at a minimum, I'm looking for the 50 to the golden zone. For my 2, right? Could go deeper, right? Could go 707, 786, 887. Nothing says it has to stop down there. That's just where we can tuck in behind an algorithm. Okay, if I can get that, well, what's the next thing I'm going to do? Go back to original because now we're looking for an impulse here. So I'm going to change that. It's James stuff. A little more. If I go to my default there. Okay, that looked like, so that 1, 2, right? What do I get here? Potentially, right? I either get a corner or a golden corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I'm trying to get into, right? So all of this is just so I can position myself to either get into the 2, looking for the 3, 4, 5 of the 1, or I'm just going to wait because I'm going to let this confirm. So, hey, oh, okay, that looks like a leading diagonal here. Oh, that worked out well. Actually finish this, right? So here, oh, I got this nice leading diagonal here. Oh, I came out. We don't have this yet. So if I get a 5 here, this is the trade you have to take, right? So if you take the 5 here, good, right? You're not expecting that to go to the moon. It might, but that's not what you're anticipating, right? Be realistic. Have a realistic target. You know you're going to have resistance there, right? If you're buying it here at 41 and you're selling it up here at 63. All right, nice trade, right? You're not getting rich, but that's a nice trade. Well done, right? You stalked it, waited for it. You tracked this. Nobody else is trading this. You down here is against, what is this? UCoin, Alpha? I never heard of it. Doesn't matter. If I get a 5 here and then that comes into a 3 in that zone, there's the whole ball game right there. Everything is about that trade right there. Right? See, we try and simplify, right? It's swing, retrace. Boom. That's all the market ever does, right? So all we're doing is just trying to frame it. Oh, it's just one more. That's it. That's all you have to think about. If it goes beyond that, we're just connecting to, right? If this turns into this, right? It's the same thing. It's just the same thing. It's just happening on top of the other one, right? One just continues. This is all the market ever does. Ever. Oh, macro. Well, oh, didn't I give him macro? I'm sure. What else do I have to go to? I went out to the 8 hour. Oh, so he wants bigger targets? Okay. Oh, sure. Okay, sure. Okay, well, let's get this one out. This one out. All right, so we're looking for, let's take that out. Okay, so let's go macro on this. That's where my targets are. So let's bring that down a degree. Let's go put that, what are we not using here? Let's use white. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh, let's see. I'll take that out of here. So if this is 1 and that's 2, well, this is, all right, if you're watching here, whoever's made this request, I'm going to make the assumption you know how to use the alternate price projection, right? So all we're doing is taking the length of the proposed 1 here and projecting. Now we don't have the 2, right? We don't know that it's done, but once I get the 2, so let's just use the golden zone, right? Might as well, right? It could be the 50, right? You're just going to move it up a little bit. We're at the 50. That's going to come down a little bit weaker because you're anticipating if it's A, B, you might be anticipating that there's a little more in that C. But here, let's just split the difference. We'll use the structure right there. Okay, so here's the 3 target up here. All right, so this would be the 3 at this degree. 1, if this is 2, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Pardon me, that's not the 1, 2. Wrong one. Let me get this way. This is what I'm trying to draw. 1, 2, 3 right here. Right. So at this degree, this 1, right? Because we have that one. We have the 1. Now we're working on the 2. We don't have that pivot yet, but just take length of this first swing, the completed one, the one that we don't have to go, is it done? We don't have to wonder. It's done, right? So we have a leading diagonal. Okay, now we're coming right back into the pocket where we might anticipate that we get the 2. So what I was working on before was the internal, because if that's going to be a 3, there is no option for it to be anything other than an impulse, right? If you're going to apply Elliott Wave, it has to be a 5, right? With no overlap of the 4 to the 1. So it has to be. So you can take a trade here with this degree of confidence because you know if it doesn't do that, well, something else is going on, right? Or it's not 1, 2, maybe it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, or something else, or it's A, B, C before it goes down again. Something is not right in the analysis, right? So you have to rethink it. But right now, there's no reason to assume anything other than 1, 2, which means I must get an impulse that comes out of here. Now, it doesn't have to go to the 1618, but if you're talking about, well, what's a target that I might at least be shooting for? But $1.50 seems pretty reasonable. Now, here's an example where the angle is not quite ideal for a set of median lines. You see how sharp it is coming down? So my median line, if I get it here, put this off, I don't really want to get it here. I'd rather this actually spread out, took a little bit more time. But if it comes here, right, you still have your 80%, right? Now, it could do it like this, right? You might get here and you say, oh, I didn't make it. Oh, shit. Right? Maybe you're not going to get it on the 1. Maybe you get it on the 3, right? But the 80% will stay there. So you can kind of see how that could play. I didn't get there on the 1. Well, okay, you got to be mindful of the fact that if it fails, right, the potential is it takes out that pivot and we go down lower, right? That's trading principle number 4. Failure to make the median line sets up a move equal to or greater than the swing that failed to get there. That's this one. If it breaks that low, something else is happening. But right now, you would assume that that's going to hold. If I get it here and I'm coming down for the 2, that's what I'm anticipating. The fact that it doesn't get there on the 1, no big deal, because I'm waiting for the 2, because I'm trying to get into the 3 of the 3, right? The 3 of the 3. Here's the bigger 3. I want to get into the 3 of the 3. There's your money ball, money wave. Right now, if I can get that in conjunction with my 80% here of getting to the median line, I got additional odds stacked in my favor here. Doesn't mean that I got a guaranteed winner. That's never, ever, ever the case. But I've got high odds. That's all we get as traders. Probabilities. That's it. 1, 2. Right. So you might look at that and say, well, wait a minute. If that's the 1 and that's the 2, right? Well, am I going to get to the 2618 or the 1618? I mean, that could be the 3 right there. 1, 2, 3. I'm right in the 1618. So now I've got confluence here. So look what I get here. I got my algo target is right there at the 1618. So if I hit the 3 here, right, and the 4 comes in here, now maybe I'm getting the 5 right there. 3, 4, 5. And you're thinking to yourself, is that the 3? Is that the 3? Well, it would be long enough. Here's the 100. There'd be the 2618 of the internal. Well, if this is 1, 2, well, it would be long enough. Then does that look like that's going to be the 3? Well, it could be, right? But if you're a bull on this, your anticipation would be not that that's the 3, right? If you're thinking long term, I'm going to take this has got lots of potential. Your anticipation would be that that's the 1 of the 3, and we're going to get a bigger 3. Maybe the 2618. So this goes up here, or the 2, you don't know, right? 200, 2618, any of those become reasonable targets. If, right, this would have to be sub-micro, we go up a degree. So then you're getting the 1 of the 3. Well, if it starts to come down here, what are you looking for now? Now I'm looking to get into the 2 of the 3 of the 3. You see how it reduces some of the shit. I don't know where it's going to go, man. It's going to go up or it's going to go down, right? At the end of the day, up, down, or sideways. So if it does this, okay, so back where I started. If we get that, what do I have? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Are we trending? Does the Elliott count fit? Would that make sense? Is the geometry fit? What did the algo do last? You see, all of that is right in that. Now, I go quickly through it because I'm kind of making some assumptions here about the members. Of course, will know some of this. But for those of you that are watching on YouTube, it takes time to where you're fluid with this, where it's just on the tip of your tongue. Some of you I know are looking here going, what the fuck is that? Wait, that's a WX? How does that work? Wait a minute. What did he just say? I understand, right? You're not going to get this right off the bat. That's the point of the belt system and the way we test you and make sure that you got it before you go to live money. Make sure, okay, he understands here. That's the whole point of the belt system, right? It's getting as close to real trading as possible, and then ultimately you can't progress until you can produce 50 profitable trades. And they could be purple. I think we give you purple. You can do paper trade, but brown it's got to be a live account. But you got to show 50 profitable trades in the 3s and the Cs. That's it. Because if you just focus on that, the rest of it becomes easy. If you just look, so what am I telling you right here? what's the wave that I want to get into? I want to get into the 3. Well, it could be the 3 of the 3. I just want you getting into threes and C's, right? Those are the money balls, right? Here's the C going in right now. Now, do you need to be down here with a limit order? Well, it depends how much you want to be a long-term holder here. You don't have to. Let it confirm, right? You don't try and outthink the market, right? That's dangerous to do. Say, oh, okay, well, looks like that's just about in. Let it confirm, right? There's never, you're not, what are you going to miss here, right? 12 cents from 40 to 47. Don't worry about that, right? If it does this, because the people that are trading on a different time frame, right? Maybe they're trading off of a 5-minute or a 2-minute or whatever, right? To them, holy shit, look at the move I just got. If you're looking at this on an 8-hour, it's like, oh, ho-hum. Oh, yeah, I can wait for that to get that. But if you're on the shit, we're doing that on the 5-minute, that's a monster trade. Look what I just got. I got the, shit, I can't even see it, right? So here, this would be, let's do it on a 15. 5's too much. Right? You get this. You're thinking, oh man, look at the percentage return I got here. Shit. Maybe 24% on my money here, and maybe I did that in an hour. Right? Oh shit, I'm going to take that. So you can just see how retail would do that. You just see, oh shit, man, look at I made this nice pump. Oh, I went profit here. Oh, good, right? So there's the 15-minute trader. Well, the guy who's out here on a 4-hour is going, all right, I'll wait quietly here for this. Oh, right. Let the lower time frame guys take their profit, do their profit dance. Now the little retrace comes as they start to sell, and we're just sitting here waiting for that because we're trying to get into the 3 of the 3 of the 3 of the 1. Right? What degree are you trading on? Right. So keep that in mind. Like that looks like, oh shit, man, that's just, I'm not trading for that little thing. But if you're on the 15-minute, that's a home run. Oh, look at and you're trading with leverage. There's a nice little trade there. On the 8-hour, snooze. Okay, maybe. All right, I can take it and put my stop here. Now I'm in. Good. Right, because I got targets up here at $1.50, not down here fucking around at 40 cents. All right, you think we covered that, Monty? Okay. All right. What do I got next? ZZ. Oh, I love ZZ Anderson. All right. You give me something good here. File. Okay. Okay. I will. All right. I've been Mondays. Okay. So, what'd you give me here? You gave me an image. Copy link. Maybe I have to do that twice. Oh, shit. That's the second one. Here's the first one. Copy link. Why am I not getting maybe he didn't give me one I can work with. Oh, yeah, he did. There we go. Okay, so let me copy here. I think ZZ's been on this for a while. Okay, so let's go to a 4-hour here just to get some context. Could be truncated C for the 2 instead. Both ways are a little funky to get it to complete. Might be OMLD. Oh, okay. But golden zone has held strong despite the slight break. Okay. Well, okay. So, all right. Filecoin. It's a little sloppy here. Well, just clearly you can see the support kicking in down here, right? So doing it this way, I see what he's saying. Okay, so if this is the one, it's very sharp too. That doesn't look like a 3. So I think his count as he has it here, well, it's trickier. I see you're stuck with this as the candidate here for the low. So technically you've got a break. Slight, but it's enough here. But the retest here, I'd be a little bit leery of it here because the potential invalidation is so close. Now you could take it, right? So one of the benefits here is that your stop would be so tight, right? So right, the analysis is incorrect here if this low gets taken out. Now that's okay, right? So we'd be talking from 63 to 60. Well, it looks like that might be. Okay, right. So pretty good example here of how the algo dominates all the price action in every asset class at every time frame. Right now, I haven't looked at Filecoin probably since the last time ZZ posted it up. Do you see how we're just going back and forth? Look at the precision here. So it's one golden zone right to the 65. I promise you that is not random. Promise. Right. So you look here and say, okay, well, what do I got? I'm just in a fib fight, right? It's just two algos fighting it out, right? Who's going to win? Well, you'd have to give the advantage to the bears because you had a very tiny break here, but a break is a break. So you want to give that advantage to the bears here. Oh shit! Let's go to a 1 hour here. It looks like you might have another one. Okay, these, right, 3 times, right, can't get on the other side of the 65. Here we had that, this is the break here, right? So you got a tiny little break here, but it's enough, right? So you'd give the advantage bears, right? So let's take this up. Oh, micro. Okay, so that's too far. We didn't make it, but this, I'd have to check that. Okay, so I got a 707 here, so I'm going to go, I would take the highest high here. Not quite there, but I can look at that and say, okay, well, sure looks like, this almost looks like we've got a nice little trend line here that went in here. I'd do it this way. I do 2 of them right here. All right, so when we break this one, we're going up. Now I've got a little range here established. So if that's going to come down here, I'm going to invalidate the count here at the 2, and I would be over here going, oh, it's a WXY, right? So as he's laying it out here. So this could be the W. All right. So right now the candidate is, okay, there's a possible 1. Oh, I'm going to take this up a degree so I can see this better. Possible that this is the 1 and we're just having a very, very deep 2, right? So it's usually when they get that close, right, they're going to get them, but they don't, right? They did not get the stops here. You know there are stops there, right? We don't have to wonder about that. You know they're there, right? It's the dominant pivot. There'll be stops there. So if this starts to come back down, this is the kind of thing you might see squirt that down, run those stops. The count would still be bullish, but then this is the one you'd want right there, right? Try and get that. All right. The 5 ups just couldn't be any cleaner. I'd be already thinking 2s over here. So to put that in, he's got it, right? So you'd be WXY for the 2 down here. I know ZZ knows this. So if we did it this way, so he would have, this is his, I think. Let's put that in yellow. Micro. Okay, so WX. Shit, that could be done. This is up in the air, right? So because if this is 1 and we're still working on the, oh, pardon me, we're still working on the 2. This is out of the picture right now. This would be the 2 that I'd be looking for here. So WX, can we get an 8? That looks like ABC. This is where it gets ugly. Shit, you might have an ABC right there. ABC. That could do it. For the 2, well, you're kind of right where you want the 2, right at the golden zone. It's a tricky one. I don't know that that's good enough for me to say, okay, I'm in. I'd want to see a little bit more pop off of that, but that's what I think you got there. Now, here's a good example where you got it twice, right? So he's already got the big one in, but remember I was saying you don't want these where they're this narrow here because you can get to the median line too fast, right? This one's a little bit better, right? So you're borderline here, right? Because you have that slight break, but I would work this as a golden corner here. If that's the 2, well, then it's a complex correction. it's not what you'd hope for, right? You would like to have it be done right here. But I think that's what you got, right? Which then I'm going to guess ZZ's got variations of that same thing. Which would be here. Micro, let's put that in green. So is that ABC to get us done? Well, what are we on? 1 hour? Is there enough there? Well, yeah, I guess there is, right? So if it was me, I'd be waiting here for this. Get it right in here, right? So I can get a corner off of a corner. So I'm coming out of the golden zone. This is a little funky. I would have to say working backwards, it would have to be 5, 4, 3. So Jesus, that's kind of gnarly there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't say I love that. I prefer it as the ABC. So you got 2 Y's down here. That's got to go up a degree. That's what I think. So here's where I'd be looking for it, right here. If it comes down here, this is kind of a, maybe you can get a kind of a shitty diag there, although that it may not be done. I'd bring this right down there. So potentially you're just getting a test from above, right? We'll come back and test the trend line here from that corner. So then you're trying to get into the 3. So 1, 2 could go deeper, right? You recognize that. Then you'd be in the pocket down here. This is where you're looking to be a buyer, right? Stop under the, well, you could use the 65 or 707. So something a little bit below this, right? We're talking about, look, you're being a buyer here at mid 62 with a stop down here at maybe 59. So not a large amount of risk. So the 1, 2 off of the idea is the 2, you're trying to get into the 3 of the 1 of the 3, right? Because you're looking for this, right? Which is what ZZ is looking for here. 1, 2, 3 for that to finish, right? There's reasonable target. Let's use the 1618. So can I get into the 1 coming off of this is the 2, 1, 2, can I get the 3, 4, 5? If I get that, well, it's just the same thing all over again. Now I'm looking here, looking for that, which is, I'm sure, what ZZ is thinking as well, because he's been with it. He's been around the block enough, right? So I know he knows to be looking for this. So 1, if we get a retrace here, yeah, I think you buy that. Low risk, right? Very low risk, nothing but upside. If that's the 2, right? What? Looking for something up here. Right. So it's important that you do that, right? So that's a lot of traders get caught on that. You're down here, you're on the 1 hour, you get all caught up in this. You think, boy, that would be a good, boy, if I could hit that, boy, that'd be good if I get up to 72. Well, be sure to put that in context, right? Pull out to, something bigger where you can say, wait a minute, right? Do I really, is my target here 72 or is my target up here 132? Because I can tell you this, but if this goes right and you just took out, if you got this, that's a lot of pain, right? Opportunity cost, right? Try not to put yourself in that position. So if you're a little uneasy here because this is kind of sloppy, I don't know, kind of this will come. Now you're into the 3 of the 3 of the 3. Big upside here. Big. This is a good setup, ZZ. Right, all of that coming out of this corner, right? So so look at the stacking of odds here. So I got 80% that I get there here. I got 80% that I get there here. Do I want to be looking long here? Where else can I find that? Where else in the market? Nowhere. 0 places. Nice work, ZZ. Frayed 57 here. I guess I do have to speed him up here. Shit, man, I'm going too long. I'm chatty today. I don't know why. I never know what's going to come out, right? I'm telling Money Crypto, it's 30 years of doing this. I never have anything in my mind when I start. It just comes out. All right, let's try that. Okay, what are we doing? EOS. God, this has been such a disappointment. Well, maybe it's just a late bloomer. Okay, so You gave me the hourly frayed. Let's see. I think we got to be in log scale here, I think. I think we got to be in log here to see this. Here, I'm going to hide that. Oh God, let's go back out here. Okay, so this is part of what's made this kind of a shitty pair to trade. It's the technicals have been just ugly, right? So what? Oh, I guess you can call this. I guess you get a diagonal here. So 1, 2. Jesus Christ! It looks like you'd have to do it that way. A, B, C. A, B, C. A, B, C. Well, I'd be curious to see if that's a 50. Yep, it is, right? So when you're in a diagonal, right, where you're just trying to say, is that a diagonal? Well, one way that'll help you is say, do I get a 50 at the 4, right? That's most common. What you're looking for, do I get a 50 at the 4? Right, so that's what I just did, right? I see, okay, looks like that could be a diag. Well, here's the COVID low. Okay, what are we doing that? There's the shitty. So you'd have to put that in context, right? So you'd probably be thinking 1, 2, right? And then that's not going to be 3. Oh, no, we can't make that 3 because we can't get an impulse in there. And either way, right? You've overlapped here. So you'd be thinking, 1, 2 again. So I think you could probably just work off of this. So here's a long-term weekly low. He's got a little Monty Magic in here as well. God damn, that's a lot of lines. Okay, I might have to strip some of those out just so I can see what the hell's going on in there. Uh-oh, he's got them locked. Oh yeah. Okay, so I got a lot of levels. Got it. Right. Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay. All right, I got it. Okay, so then all of this fib stuff here. Yeah, I'm just trying to declutter the chart a little bit. And let's do that one. And then this one, right? So obviously this won't affect his charts, but just so I can see what he's doing in there. And so anyone watching, okay, so let me just pull some of that off. Okay, so there we go. All right. All right, so some sort of a 5. I don't know if it even matters, right? If it's worth, it looks like that's a 5, A, B. There's a 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks like that's a 5. So it looks like you can't go A, B, C to get that. All right, so something completed here. It was kind of ugly, and it was a deep correction. Now, here's the last low we're working with. So I just start this whole thing from right there. That looks like that's mighty deep. Let's get our 787 to the tick. Looks like we got that pretty close. All right, so there's a, you can just start to put it together. A, B, C. Okay, 1 looks good. No reason to think otherwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. It would be so much easier if Elliott Wave was effective in crypto. You just never see these. He said sarcastically. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. That's going to be deep. So we're past this one, but I do get, looks like it's another 786. Yep. So I've got a corner, right? Not a golden. I get a corner pocket, 80%, right? Still in effect, right? Once I get the pivot, right? As long as this holds 80%. Well, the 1, 2 seems solid. What are we on? Our 8 hour? Let's go to a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Looks like that's technical. 50. We're not to there yet. So if this is 1, if that's 1, 2, well, I need a 5, right? So if it's 1, 2, oh, hey, I'm right in the pocket, right where I'm looking for the 2. Again, right? Over and over, right? Show it to you 1,000 times, right? Hopefully it starts to connect dots. 1, 2, oh, got another 5. Well, it's not going to be 3. So what's I'm going to take that down a degree. Okay, so what would you be thinking here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I mean, that just process of elimination. That's not difficult to deduce that. Okay, well, I know I've got an algorithm participating here, right? So I don't have one here, right? I went so deep, but I still have my 80% probability. But I do have one here. So if I'm tucked in here, I'm trying to get in because I'm looking to ride that either to target or to the median line. So if I get a 2 here, so he's got this set up nicely. So he's looking for this saying, okay, I got 1, I got a 2, I got another 1. 1, 2. What just there's no other way to count that. 1, 2, 1, 2. So this all would be going up here. This goes all up here. This all goes up. And this goes way over here. Like that. Okay. So the play here is 1, 2, 1, 2, looking to get into that 3. So here's his entry here. He's coming. Let's see. Oh, I got to zoom in there. Where are you coming in here? Okay. So here this completes. So from that pivot to that pivot, just. And I'm going to point these out when I see them. Oh, it's breaking out. Breakout. Nope. It's breaking out. Oh, I'm going to buy that breakout. It's breaking out. I'm going to buy that breakout. It's breaking out. I'm going to sell that. Do your own charts, right? That is never, ever, ever, ever a good time to enter the market there. Okay, so I got 5. So where am I looking for it, right? Well, so he's right in the pocket. It's a good setup, right? So he's looking for it right at the golden zone. Now, you don't always get it, right? So you got to be watching this, right? So you might get here, they're going to front run it here. You get into the pocket. Now you got a little structure right there. You got to start looking for that. Or you wait for the first reaction here because you don't know. You could double bottom at the 50. You don't know. Right here. Now, if you're not going to buy it right there, which is not a bad thought to be a buyer here because your stop is so close, but you want to see the market. You don't want to just buy, you never know. So you want to see, do I get a reaction? If I get a reaction, now. Because what am I looking for? I've just had a lower low and a lower high and a lower low. I need a change of character. I need a low and then I need a high and then I need a higher low and a higher high. Now, okay. Now I'm at least with the short-term trend. I'm in line with it. 1, 2. If it were to do that, are you thinking that's the 3, right? No, because remember everything. It's waves within waves within waves within waves. So if that's 1, 2, 1, 2, that's not going to be the 3. That's going to be the 1 of the 3. So if you're in here, so now this is good here is because he's got some big targets here. So rather than just say, I'm just going to buy it here and take the first little algo target, he's looking for a full 3, right? So he's up here at the 618. So he's not in here just to make, 20 cents. He's looking for the big 3 here, right? So thus the upper targets, but then he's got both targets here because the secondary target is going for the higher degree. So one target, second target. And that would be in actual fact, a second target for an algo, but we have the break here. So I wouldn't lean on that. What I'd be leaning on is because that's a break, I'd be leaning on the length of the 1 projected from the low here. His colors are different. There we go. Okay. So he's going to, okay. All right. If it's 1, 2, well, there's a bigger target up here. So I would, I think you could go a little bit more for that. So if you're 1, 2, 1, 2, you're trying to get the 3, the 4, the 5 here to complete, right? So maybe you get it here. Maybe it's this 1, 2, that's the 1 of the 3 because your 3 is way the hell up here. This 1, 2, that 3 is here. So, you know, it's always, okay, what did the last 1, 2 do? Right. So I get targets. So this one right here is the first target here off of this 1, 2, right? So that may just be the 3, 4, 5 right here, right? So it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it could be the 3. So 1, 2, right? That would be enough, right? So this is the 1, 6, 1, 8. So that's how I would do it, right? So there's your target for this 3, 4, 5 to complete. So what you're trying to get is this, is this 1, 2 to that 3 right there, right? That red line is going to be the 1, 6, 1, 8. That's what you're after here. So this would go here. Now, if you got that, right, is that going to be relative to this one? Not far enough to be the 3. So you're anticipating the 4 and the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, maybe you get more out of this. You don't know, right? So you can't really, you know, you can lay out a guideline here like this, like I'm doing here, when you have some of this, but until you get, you know, how far is that 3 going to go? We don't know, right? Until you get some of these pivots defined, you're just kind of guesstimating. What can we see for sure? I got a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So there are 3 targets that I can work with here. But the big one that I'm working for is this one here relative to this 1. I'm looking for this 3 up here at 12 and change, right? Where are we now? 4 and change. All right, good stuff, Frade. How are we doing on time? Oh man, we've gone long today. God, all right. I got to speed it up. Okay, so that nice work on that on EOS. Right, starting to look like maybe there's life here. So I got one more from Frade. I got KSM. Okay. See if I can speed it up and be less chatty. Okay, so. Okay, you're gonna have to saddle me, rein me in. All right. Okay. Jeez, I'm just having to take a peek over at the markets. I'm pretty ripping dang. All right, so I'm afraid you're doing the up top and bottom. Okay, all right, so I got to get rid of that so I can see. All right, so where are we? KSM. I think we've looked at this one. Only 13,000 crypto to keep track of. All right, well, this is, what are we doing here? Well, that's interesting. Oh, shit, I guess. Yeah, that is cool. All right, this is for you guys wondering about that. Wednesdays. All right. Don't miss Wednesdays. Okay, so let me hide that. This looks like WXYXZ. Oh, I guess it wouldn't matter. Shit, doesn't matter. All right, WXY. All right, so here's the 2. So we're working off of this. God, that's quite a pump and dump and pump. Woo, talk about some vol. Okay, I wonder why that is. So what's important here? So I do this a lot. I'll just kind of like, what is the range I'm working in? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's try that 8 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, right? So A, that's interesting, right? So a lot of expanded B or X. So here we get a running flat, right? So we're truncated here, but we're expanded here. So we get a good running flat. Oh, these, I just have to move them so I can see. All right, so I've got a couple things working for me here. So off of this low, looks like that's going to be a 50, not in the ballpark of a 50 to the tick. That's why you can't always just say assume golden zone, right? They start buying at the 50. Okay, so boy, that's not what you want to see coming off of this, but he's done a nice job here of working through the slop. You know, I mean, there's part of me when I look at something like this and go, shit, do I even need to do that? Now, I know Frade 57 is doing it here because I asked them to do it. And it's, you know, I expect them to take it as a challenge. Like, can you do it? As a trader, do you need to do it? Well, as I just had it drawn here, what are we doing? We're just we're consolidation, right? We're just going sideways, right? So we're just building a base. Now, on the one hand, you look at that and you say, well, that's the benefit of this is, all of this base building here, even if you kind of bring it over here, say, okay, we're building a base here. Is this accumulation? Certainly looks that way. Right. So you have a couple things working for you here on the long side, right? Well, number one, I got an algo target, right? So I know, right, there's nothing, we as human beings, we're not that precise, right? So at 50 to the tick, that's software. Okay. So I've got an algorithm here that is working to get to that target. All right. I've got an 80% probability here because I've got a corner pocket, right? So the 80% odds is in effect, and I'm behind an algo if I'm on the long side, right? So they're going to grind higher, and it would appear that I've broken any resistance here. It looks like, let me double check that. Looks like I have. Nope. I'll be damned. Oh God, that's incredible. It just amazes me still, right? So look what we do here. Right. So from dominant to dominant, where do we stall out? Do you think that's random? In the golden zone? Promise you it's not. So what do we do here? We just went from the golden zone to the 50. So what you can kind of, so now you go, okay. I see what's going on here, right? There should be a little light bulb that goes off. You're like, oh, all right, sell side is, all right, again, there's not a guy going, man, I hope that this will really make my year if I can really get that trade, right? It's just software, right? So they got a target here. Well, I got the same thing here. This guy, there's not a guy going, oh man, maybe if I get that, I get that target, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Right? Just, you've got two competing algorithms fighting each other right here. I promise, not only does obviously, right, software has no opinion. The guys behind it don't care. They don't care. I promise you they don't care, because eventually they get on the right side of it, right? And they make so much money when they're right that, the stop here is meaningless. But to us, we got to understand, why is that happening? Why is this thing not trending? Like cryptos, everything's hot. All of a sudden here at KSM, why am I stuck? Right? There's power that comes from knowing, oh, I see why we're stuck. So what's the play here? Am I going to wait for a breakdown or a breakout? Well, okay. Well, so maybe the Elliott can be helpful here, because right now, all I can just say, I'm just stuck in a box, right? I'm just in an algo box. So can I make any sense out of that? Well, you'd have to go down to a lower time frame, and this is going to be tricky, right? So you see, if you're new to Elliott Wave, you might look at this and go, that's over my head. I'm not going to trade that one, because you don't need to trade this, right? I mean, he's in here because he likes the project. There's some reason that compels him to be in here. If you're getting started with Elliott Wave, you don't. That's not the one to start with, right? The ones that you want are like this one here, where it's like so drop dead. Oh my God, right? Like a 5-year-old could spot that, right? It's not that hard. Oh, now this gets a little trickier here. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I got an expanded B, and so I get a running flat here, but it's a 3. This, you don't have to plow into this, right? You can wait for this to clear. Something's happening in here. We're just stuck. We know we got two algorithms fighting it out. So, okay, well, here's the last pivot low that matters. So when I get something that completes here in a 5, okay, well, now all of this confusion is eliminated. Now, what am I waiting for? Give me the 3. It really can be that simple. Now, but I don't, because he put the effort in here, let's just see what he's come up with here, because this takes some real skill. You got to know your rules and guidelines here. So there's 3. All right. So I got 3 into an A. So you might have been thinking, oh, A, B, C into a W. Well, you get, this looks like a triangle. So I get 3 here, then I get an A, B, C, right, to give me the B. So if I label that, right, I know he would have gotten this. All right. So I got A, B, C, right? So I get a triangle in the B that gives me the C, which gives me the B, right? So A, B, C, right? So now you may think, I got my, it's another running flat. Oh, we're going to go. Well, it doesn't happen. So can I use rules and guidelines here to help me? Well, if this is A, B, and that's C, Well, one candidate here, as he has it, would be that that's a W. I'll put that in green. Would be that that's a W. I get a 3 here. Right. So you see the problem here would be, oh, wait a minute, that looks like a 5. Right. So you could have been thinking that would have been easy to get to take a loser here. 1, 2, oh shit. That's a little overlap here, but it looks like that would have been the impulse. So you might have been thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm going to get a diagonal. 1, 2, 3. So that would have been looks like it would have been a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diagonal, right? Which I include as a valid pattern. A, B, oh, it doesn't happen, right? So you might have been thinking, oh, here's the retrace here, or here's the one. Either one of these you could have interpreted as the leading launch off of the 2 here. You're thinking the 2 is in, right? Well, it just doesn't work, right? You don't get it. Right? Market doesn't play ball, right? Even if you went up here. Oh, a little react. Oh, I got a little react here. There's a good example, right? So here's one where you're going to take the loss. Oh, you did. It's not perfect. Here, let me come up. Actually, it's a little bit better if I get right on that. Okay, so here's a good example, right? So it's coming down here. You're saying, oh, I'm right at the golden zone. Look at the structure here. Oh, it's right there. Maybe I'm going to get the reaction. But at no point, at least on the 60 here, at no point, I just went right through it. I didn't get the pause that I was looking for. I didn't get the pause in the golden zone, then the reaction where I could take that one, right? It just went broke. So now you'd be a bit leery of that next one, right? So it's not that it couldn't rally here, of course, right? Anything's possible, right? It's not that it couldn't. It's just we're playing the probabilities, right? So you have to say, oh, advantage bears, right? Actually, it's right here. Oh, little break. Fuck, right? So now you're thinking, well, what else could it be? Right, since it's again process of elimination. Okay, well, it wasn't a 1-2. This wasn't a 1-2. Well, what else could it be? Well, right now, this kind of looks like, oh shit, what are we going to do here? This looks like there might be an all through shit. Oh, okay. So let's go with the 2 here. This is a bitch. All the more back wide. Don't feel if you bring up a chart like this, like you have to trade this. Now, if you're in it, right, and he may be in it. So this is a tough one. So he's going 1, 2, 3. Okay, already I don't like it. Right, this wouldn't. Well, truth be told, here, if I wasn't in it. Well, if I was in it, I'd be out of it, right? Because this is not the kind of trading that I want to see. This is not the kind of price action, I should say it that way. If I'm not in it, I'm not even interested. I'm not remotely interested here based off this price action. It's way too. So he's making a nice effort here. 1, 2, 3, 4 is what he's trying to do here. 5. Now, I'm out of log scale, but just look at that, right? Is that what we're looking for? Does that have the right look? No, clearly not. Right. So thus, right, don't feel like, oh shit, well, I see him in here. Right. So if it starts to get to where you just, well, fuck, I don't know, right? Get out. Let it clear up. The things that you can see here, as we were just kind of outlining, here's I've got this nice big base here. So if this, right, you don't if the count is just too confusing, don't use it. Right, it's not adding value. It's making it worse. So if I come down here, can I take that trade? Well, I can understand what's happening there. So I might look at it here and say, okay, where's the last dominant here? So if this is it here, now if I were to come back down into this, right, would I be potentially interested maybe here? Okay, well, he's got it kind of in that range, but the count, I don't think you want to try and squeeze a 5 into that, right? So it's just really not there yet. But I think you could trade this. I mean, here's. Yeah, we talk about this a lot, right? So here's the breakout. Now, okay, well, if you didn't take the breakout, now what do we want to see? We want to see the retest, see if that'll hold. So any of this down here would be of interest. Oh, I'd be curious to see how this lines up as well. Right now, we don't know that that's the pivot high, but it certainly looks like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So something completed here coming off of this. Oh, that's a toughie. Well, my view would be here. I might come down here a little bit, play with those. Right, so that'll get us closer to the 50. Yeah, that's how I would do it right here. So I've got these to work with here at that 50 from this pivot here. So if we come down here in a 3, I'd be interested here, not for the Elliott count, but just off of the structure. And that being a potential, just clear accumulation zone where all we're doing is accumulating. He gave me volume here. Not a lot of volume here, but we're getting some spikes here, but you'd like to see that. If that's going to come down here and test, you'd want to see it do it with some more meaningful volume. Same thing with the MACD. If it were to come down here and get below, what's he got, 30, right? Then you got the energy potential for that to tee up here. So anywhere in here, I'd start nibbling, looking for that. And then hopefully whatever this ends up, however you end up counting this, my guess is you'd probably end up putting the larger 2 over here. So this is going to be A, B, or W, X, Y. And then we're going to start from this. So into the 2 here looks solid. Okay, I got to keep moving. That's a toughie, Fred. Tough, but nice effort in here, right? But that shit, I don't think it's adding any value there. Okay, I got C's up. What do I got? CZ Abdo. He's the one. Oh, that's fine. Okay, new member, like that. All right, let's see what we got. CZ Abdo. Let's see. So we'll get, see what your chart looks like. Okay. So this is cake. Oh God, we haven't looked at this in a while. Oh, well, that's a good start. A, B, C, D, E, right? So he already knows the triangle. 1, 2, 3, perfect. 4, 1, 2. What's not to love here? That's cake to the dollar. Let me get this up over. Oh shit. Where do I have one that I can work with? Ah, shit, I can't do that one either. This one? These are all my copies. Here, there we go. I can use that. Oh shit, that's a copy too. Copy. Oh shit. Here. Oh, I got to get up a blank one. Here, I can use one of my Bitcoins. Oh, here's GRT. Okay, so sorry guys. Cake. That's why if I can get them. Cake USD, what's he, Tether? Oh, it's close enough. What was his exchange? On Binance, but it's through TradingView. Yeah, that's what I had. Oh fuck! Now where did I Cake? Here we go. All right, so let's take it out of log here and just see what he's thinking. And he was on a 3-day, if I'm not mistaken. Right? He's on a 3-day. Cake. 3 days. And he must be in log scale. All right, so let's get rid of that. This is a fucking pain in the ass, right? This does that. You got to get it out of the way. Okay, so we got an impulse. Here's his triangle. G, E. I'm gonna go down to the daily so I can get rid of that pump wick. Okay, so here's the candidate for the 4, right? So we're trying to play this as a 1, 2. 1. So you got to go here. So let's see how that looks. Now we are log scale. Okay. Well, that's just a kind of a shit show, but it sure does look like I can get 5 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like that's a diag, or it is a diag. So let's do it this way. Okay, so I got a candidate here for an A. Okay. Okay, that might be too far, but you got to check them. Okay, 786, good candidate for a B. So this would have to be A, B, C for the A. Right now, you're just, what do you do with that? I'm surprised here that you don't have better price action here, but this actually may be one. or we want to do a line chart just to see this a little bit better, because it's just, there's so much just hyper action there. So it looks like that's still working on the ABC here. You got to kind of go back and forth. So there's just chop. Well, I think you're just kind of waiting here for the C to finish. Oh, look what he's where it says. So the 2, you're looking for the 2 to finish, but this is not great structure here. You would want to see that come down. Good triple up there. So anywhere down here would be kind of what you'd be looking for. Then at least you'd have this thing finishing up. Okay, I got an A, funky B. Maybe I can get my C down here. And so I'd be playing for the 2 into the 3 of the 5. So if I come back to his 1, 2, this is what he's trying to get into the 3, 4, 5 to complete the impulse off of the low. So this being the 4 here, 1, 2. We're just trying to get into the 3 of the 5. So all of that would be potentially all up here. Okay, that's very nice first post, CZ Abdul. Very nice, right? Tricky, right? So clearly some Elliott chops. Oh, it's the same one below. Okay, so I got that one. So well done, right? This is one to keep an eye on, absolutely, right? This is, and you can kind of see all the little pivots over here to play off of that structure. So if we come back down into this, I'd be very interested. Now I may not sit there, right? But give me the reaction. That's the one I'll take. Good first post. Okay, then I got Joe F. Let me keep moving here so don't take all day. All right. So let me get this one off here. This is that dot? No, how did I lose dot? Copy link. There's dot. Save. Okay, Joe, what are we thinking here? Everybody wants a piece of dot. Okay, so you're giving me a 30 minutes. So we're doing a short. Okay. Oh, this is good work. Oh, this is very nicely done. Okay, so let's just pull out a little bit. Where are we? So we're on a 30-minute. Let me go to 2 hours. Let's get some context. Oh, good job. Right, this is what I like to see. So I know he's put the effort in. So he's all over this, right? So he's every swing is accounted for. So he's put the effort in. Right? So he's working for this trade. Let's put this over here. Okay, 1, 2, right? So much like we were just looking at, right? So we get another expanded B into the C. So we get another running flat here. You know, a running flat is something you go to kind of last resort. It's often it can be a sign of poor Elliott skills. So if you're ending up here, someone who has skills, right, it's because he's looked at every alternative. 1, 2, there's clear impulse in the 3, so we have to account for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has to be something, right? So this is just a waterfall. I mean, you're just kind of stuck with it, right? So this, it's the one. Now, of course, the algorithm doesn't care about the Elliott count. So the algorithm is going to use dominant, right? So it's going to use here, but we are just trying to use some measurement here. So we can look, would that make sense as the B here? So, well, if the A wave hits the 50 and then the C wave hits the 38, that's pretty textbook for a flat at the 2. So does it play if I label it as the ABC, does it make sense now if I work backwards? Right now, and it makes perfect sense. So 1, 2, 1, 2, we're still seeking that 3, 4, and 5. All right. So all part and parcel of the bigger 3. So what he's trying to get here is this 3. Let's do that again. So here's the 1, here's the 2, here's the 3 he's after. Proposed 4th wave flat with expanding diagonal. Looking for a place to add. All right, so he's after that right there. There's the 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's get that out of there. All right, so now we have some perspective here. So where are we? Oh, we got a nice angle on this. Oh, I love it. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, can't. right? We got an impulse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, got to count for it, A, B, C into a 2. So what process of elimination, right? There's only so many things it can be here. 1, 2, 3, well, can't be, right? We can just, even if you thought maybe, could it? Nope, can't be, right? Because we overlap. Right, that's enough. Right, so 1, 2, can't be. Right, so you might be thinking 1, 2, shit, doesn't work. Right, so it could be a diagonal. Okay, it looks like it could be. This is very 4-ish. Okay, so process of elimination, and this looks technical. All right, so again, just to make the point obnoxious, right? So why do I always make the point of showing these? So that the next time you guys see one, you take it. You don't hesitate. Reaction, right? That's how we know it's an algorithm. Okay, 1, 2. So here, this will be a good example. Okay, so when you hear me say things like, God, what the hell is he talking about when he says they don't care? They don't care if they get stopped out. Well, the reason they don't care is because once they get a run like this going, they can hit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. So it just the economics of it. So they're going to get stopped out right along the way. But once they get in a sequence like this, I've seen 15 in a row. It's the same algorithm. We'll just keep going over and over and over again. So this is the start of a sequence. So you can just kind of see it here. All right. So here's the first one, right? Reacts, right? There's more to it, right? We come back down. Here's the next retracement. I'd like to think we don't, shit, it looks like that's another one there, right? So you're going to get another one here. They just go over and over and over. Right. So now they got 3 in a row, right? There's this one and this one. Then this one, shit, that looks like a 50. Right? So that's what I mean when I say that. I'm not being glib. I'm not being like, oh, fuck, they don't care. I mean that very sincerely because they get on these sequences here where they get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. Right? That's why they don't care. Oh, I get stopped out. So eventually we'll get on the right side of it because that's how the market moves. So we've got this here as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? What else? Right? There's only so many things it can be. I get an impulse that completes. Right? So which he's made the nice point of working through all the detail here. So we finally get an impulse. So I can get a 3 here. So the 1, 2, all right, it looks like that was oh shit. This is what I want here, just out of curiosity. Okay. So I thought we were going to get the upper parallel there. Did we get our 80%? Again, so why do I keep taking the time to do this? Again, so that you don't hesitate when you see it. If I show it to you 5,000 times on 5,001, are you going to be a little more comfortable taking it? Looks like you got it again. Right, all the way to the upper parallel. Right, didn't even pause at the median line. Right, it's repetition. Right, so that's which is it's boring. I guess at some point you say, God damn, I've seen this thing so many fucking times. So how many times do I have to see it? Well, the point is that you need to see it that many times because the hesitation here is what hurts you. Or you wait, or you say, oh shit, let's see. Okay. Oh, I got to retrace. Oh, okay. Well, all right, maybe it'll, I don't know. And then you're got your mouse in your hand and it runs away from you. Oh, wait, the guy told me if I get a 5 and then I get a 3, right? If I just look for these, if I just look for those 3s and that's at the 50 of the golden zone, I should take that one. Did you do all right there? Oh, well, what if it comes out and it finishes it and it doesn't in a 5? Well, then I have a pretty good idea of where I am. Do I get a 5? Do I get a 5 within the 5? Right? So not only are we getting the 5, we're qualifying the 5 by all of the internal swings being there. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, got a 3. ABC into the 4. So this is again, it's just some very good skill here. So I can't quite finish this the right way. So if this is 3 and you're thinking 4 here, quite work. So he's looking at this, and I'm guessing this. Well, I'd be very shocked if it weren't the case. He's had to adapt based on what the market's doing here, because it looked like, 3, 4. Oh, looks like, that could be it. Yeah, it just looks like this is a little far. That's the low. Yeah, we went 786. So I suppose there's an alternate here. He's not offering up an alternate. Oh, let's take a look here. This is the hard one. ABC into an okay. How are we getting there? That's the 2. So you're going, that 1, 2 is a little, where's the 1? There it is. Okay. So he's going 1, 2 there. Okay. One, tough one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it work? It does. Okay. So I got an A. It's a little skinny here. Now we are on a 2-hour here. So I'm just going to go with his labeling here. Looks like we'd have to do it something like that. So I got a B. All right. So I got an A. I got a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a C. All right. Now, question, right? So alternate, could be the W. If we're going to do an ABC, so I get an impulse here. I might just as an alternate be looking this way, right? So why does it matter, right? Because you could do AB, right? You could do it that way. Is because it's a function of what are we anticipating over here? Are we looking for a 5 or for a 3, right? Or an ABC to finish the Y? Or are we looking for a 5 to finish the C? Well, right off the bat here, I get a clean impulse here, right? 1, 2, big ripping 3, 4. Well, I might even do it here. Some sort of a 4 here. There's a little pop. So I've got an A. All right. Do I get 3? Ooh, look at that. I get 3. And my guess is that's technical. Right? I'm just looking at it. Oh, bro. Oh, did I get that right on? It's about as close as it gets, although the algo probably using that, right? Because that's the dominant, right? Rather than a truncation. Remember, algo is never any Elliott wave is ever a factor. That's the lower low. So likely it uses that. So we get the little reaction here. So I've got an ABC, right? So possibly, it could be a B or it could be an X, right? So now I'm thinking, oh, could we be done here, right? Could be ABC, right? So this is the alternate that he doesn't actually have here, but I'm guessing on the quality of the work that he's considered that. So the other possibility is that it's ABC, and now we're starting off here. Now, how it's going to be tight. Oh, it's about as tight as it can get. Let me make that right on the pivot. Well, right. So we haven't broken yet, but the distortion here is pretty severe. So I'd be thinking otherwise here. So this is how I'd label it, right? Not that his is wrong and mine's right. It's just he posted that he hadn't seen this. That's within a tick. So technically, yeah, I suppose I technically could still be a 1, 2, 3, 4. But when they're that close, in the distortion of the framing, my guess would be that we're done here. So where's the next trade? This is unusual. So do you see what we're doing here? This is kind of A, B, C into the W, A, B, C into the X, A, B, C into the Y. So we end up with this being kind of truncated relative to the W. So it's a little sloppy up here. It does kind of have a feel of distribution. So if we pull this back a little bit, look at it, right? So does it look like that could just keep going? Well, then you might look at, it doesn't have any indicators on here. All right. So you got two things, possibilities here. So if it's 1, 2, and we're working on then that we're reaccumulating here before we carry on into the 5, right? So there's not a huge reason to assume otherwise here, but because we're stalling up here, this has to be reaccumulation. Otherwise it's distribution, and we're going to head back down to some of these lower levels. For the bull count, which this still stays very consistent, this accumulation sure does look like a 4, right? So we're going 1, 2, we got the clean impulse here. What are we doing? We're just going sideways, right? Which is often the telltale that it's a 4, right? Here's the 4. Now this would be a little weird to have the WXY truncated, but this is dot, right? So the impatient market doesn't want to wait. So it could very well be what we're dealing with here. And this is the 4 is in here. Shit, I suppose. You could probably work your way through it into a running flat. Either way, if this is now, if the low is in here, you can confirm it, right? So if we take out this pivot, then you're likely the 4 is in, right? So it would definitely not be 1, 2. It could be WX, but right now you just don't assume the simpler is always the better solution. Okay, so because we're going sideways, feels like a 4. So this would have to be the 1. So do I have an impulse there? Well, no, it looks like I do, right? So then this is what he gave me is the 30. Looks like I can go 1. Let's label it. Looks like I can go 1, 2, 3. That looks like the 4, 5, right? So now if this is going to hold as the pivot low, right? If I'd take that up a degree or 2. All right, if this is going to hold as the 4, right? Well, this is going to be important, right? This is the all-time high. I think that's my all-time high. Yeah, that's my all-time high. Oh, let's see here. It looks like that's got a good start on it. So from this pivot here, I'd be right here, right? I got a little ledge there to work with. Oh, really? You pull it over. Actually, it looks like you could kind of pull it all the way over here. So clear resistance, support, broke it, resistance now, right? So if we're going to come back down, that looks like a reasonable spot for it. Looks like we're starting on that. So you're working off of a tenuous base here just because it's a slightly unusual structure here for the WXY to come up like that. But if I'm here, I wouldn't shy away from this. If I get it in a 3, if I get that, why not take that? Why would you not take that? Well, let's see. So you would disagree with the count. So you'd be thinking, shit, that's going to be hard to do. So you'd be thinking the 4 is lower. So you'd be thinking WX, Y, X, Z, but even still the Y would not be in the right spot. You'd want the Y lower. So that's the only hesitation I'd have here, but I'd still take that trade 100 times out of 100. Right? Or swing, I got a 5. I come down in a 3. I'm in the golden zone. I'm at prior structure. I can put a set of median lines on it. I know an algo is going to participate. All day, especially on something as strong as DOT. I'm going to put a stop on it. I'll probably use 707 there. Maybe it depends on your size, right? How much size are you putting on there? Are you getting in right at the golden zone? Do you get a golden corner? Or are you going deeper? I don't know that I would give that too much. Right? Because the reason you wouldn't give that too much is because you can see, oh, maybe this is going to come down here and we're going to finish this as some sort of a WXY and it's going to go deeper and we'll finish down lower. You know, you can certainly build a pretty good case for that as your support. All right, test, right? So to come down and test again. But I still would take the trade here. I would take it here. If I get stopped out, okay, welcome to the world of trading. Stops are part of it. But it's going to down here, but I'm not going to just sit here. I'm going to wait for that. Try and get in the 3. All right, let me keep moving. That's very nice post, Joe. Well, very nice work. Excellent. And a very tricky count too. So very well done. All right, I'll finish up here. Zafar with Neo. God, I think we've looked at this one a few times with Zafar. All right, then we're done. Boy, long one. Jeez, I'm getting a shoulder ache. All right, what do I got here? Oh, okay. Copy, save. I got a daily. All right, I'll bring this out. And I just always hide this. Okay, so I like what I see here. So this is good work so far. All right, so here's our COVID low. All right, so I'm with you, man. We need to leave that alone here. We'll start from down here. All right, here's our starting point. Well, a very nice, what are you doing here? Oh, it looks like you're drawing that in. Oh, pardon me. I see what you're doing. You got the swings on. Or the waves on, I should. Okay. All right. So little funky. Okay. So what do we, okay. The labeling here is Zafar, just for your recognition here. You can't go ABC, 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 ABC 5, right? So you'd have to now you could do this now this is me, right? So I would see this as a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diagonal, right? So the clear 5 is here, but the way you have it labeled would be like if you were doing this on the, this would probably be blue belt. If you're doing this on blue belt, you'd get rejected on that because that's an invalid way to count it. Just FYI, for your benefit, right? You can't finish with a 5 here. It would have to be an ABC, right? So the only mistake you made here is, and you've got it, right? It's actually there. You would do it this way, right? So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's your A. Looks like, yeah, you'd have to do it this way. All right, so you'd have to do it that way, ABC, to give you the 5 here. Oh, let's take that down. All right, so you got it, right? So ABC, so it's a leading diag. All right, so leading diag off of that low. There's the, we're using that as a, no, I think I used the higher one. Okay, so let's go here. All right, so front run on the 50. Could be just out of curiosity. Didn't quite get the 50 here. So you got a big rip here in the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I think you do have to use that over here. Maybe the 5 here. Okay, so let's dig in there. Let's go down to the 8. All right, so good, right? So this is good work here. One, it's just recognizing that you've put the effort in to memorize, or you're checking your Elliott Wave cheat sheets that, I can't have a triangle in the X. So if this is going to be ABC, let's see how you did that. Okay, so you did, right? So, you just didn't label. Okay, I got you. All right, so you went W here into this, right? Then you went A, B, C, D, E. Oh, yeah, fine, right? So here's the X. So then we finish with the Y. So here's the X, then we finish A, B, C into the Y, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, A, B, C. That looks good. So nice Elliott traditional channeling, right? So he's already got, note here, the secondary trend line here that was part of the initial diag, although I would do it this way, man. Why you do? We're in log scale. That's why. Here, let's do it this way. I would do that. I want to get as much of that as I can right there, coming off of this pivot, right? So hitting that pivot, wick right on the corner, right? So that's a nice little confluence there. So that makes that all the more intriguing. So ABC. I'm just going to move that for a sec. So a W. So what are you thinking now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there's our 1. If that's the 2, this is the 1. Let's just leave that down here. So there's the WXY. So let's put this micro. Okay. So candidate for the 1. AB. Yep. 1, 2. You should have labeled that. All right. It's not a hard one to see. That white. Okay, so I got my 5 down here of my C, of my W. All right, that gets it done. So is that X, right? So looks like you could 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you might have a 1 there, but that's not a great looking 2. Oh, I see your thinking here. Although I think you may be overcomplicating here. So why? Well, maybe you've got the secondary here, right? So you're thinking WXY. All right. I'm not saying that's not right. I like the acknowledgement here of this structure here. Oh, sorry. Okay. I think you might be overcomplicating here a little bit. Okay, so because I can get a 5 here, I wouldn't assume that that's an X, right? So I'm gonna pull that off here just to give you an alternate to consider. Right? So one very reasonable possibility here is we've got the 2 in. So off of this, we've got the 1 right now. Jesus Christ, I swear to God. All right, so where's the 2? Golden zone. All right, so what do we got here? Right, golden corner. So I'm going to just pull that off just for a second here so we can take a look at this. Now, right, so we're going kind of choppy sideways, which is why I can understand why you're thinking, maybe it's another X. But I think when in doubt, right, first thing that should occur to you is what's the simplest solution? What's the simplest? Well, 1, 2 would be the simplest right now. If I have to change that because this low gets rolled over here, and so maybe I have to go WXY. So maybe I have to do something deeper. But right now, this looks like it looks like I can get another impulse here. So it looks like 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm on a 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. I can definitely get an impulse here, right? So I got a good solid impulse here. I got a good 3 here, and it looks like that's a 50. So let's just check it, right? So there's a 50, little shot, didn't make target. And on the retrace, right, you've broken the golden zone here. So I get, again, advantage bulls, right? Because we're breaking the sell side. There's a clear ABC in there, right? Do I want that? What do I want? A, B, C, right? So I've got my candidate for the 2. It's just that, right? Right now, it's just a candidate. If it takes out this low, we know that's not correct, right? Can't take out that low. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like I got another 1, 2. And just, all right, we got to check them. Too deep. So let's go here. All right, so 7, 8, 6. So it's a, oh, that looks like that is a W. Oh, fuck, we got there. Okay, so we'd have to go WXY, right? So there's a little 8. If I open that up, you can see it. All right, so you'd have to do it this way. All right, so here's ABC. So you'd be WXY, right? ABC. All right, so good candidate for the 2. Okay, so let's label it from here. I got a 1. I got a candidate for a 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Just that, right? So right now we don't know for sure. I think that has to go up a degree. This one has to go. Okay, 1, 2. Now, is that another 1? 1, 2, 1. Well, I would definitely have a corner, right? So I have a swing. I have a retracement here that's made up of 2 3s. So I'd have a corner pocket here. I'd have this. So I've got good odds to get up here and go after that 3. And then the same, right? Same process every time, right? Where am I looking for that 3? Right here. 3, 4, 5, right? So I have a roadmap. Okay, so now would all that make sense? Can I put that in context? Right, well, I'm coming off of I'm going to go way up here. I'm coming off of the big 2 here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, if it's 1, if this is the 2 and this is the 1 and this is the 2 and this is the 1, I got to have another 1 here. It's very unlikely that it's going to do this in a straight line, right? I mean, it could, right? But what we'd be anticipating here is that it's going to do this, right? Because that's how the market moves. Just like you say, oh, God, Jesus, there's a great example. Okay, so it's in the golden zone, right? It's in the golden zone. This is here it's just real time, right? So, or well, a very current example. Here's the reaction out of the golden zone, right? So we can see it here. So reaction, retrace. That's the trade. Stop here. How'd you do? How'd you do on that? Right? Just like here. Oh, shit. I can see it. I can see the 5. Here's the 3. See, so why would you not take this one? Why would you not take that one? Oh, I wasn't sure. I don't know. I didn't like it. Oh, I completed the 5 and I got a 3. Why are you not taking that one? Oh, well, I got the 5 and this is a little complex, but oh shit. Okay. Yeah. I learned it could be 2 3s put together. Okay. So it's a WXY. Why are you not taking that one? I mean, it's at the end of the day, right? There's got to be some risk associated with this, right? We got to pull the trigger. Now, there's a fine line between, trading everything that sets up, right, and just being a, trade junkie and waiting for the strategic play. Shit, we got 13,000 cryptos, right? So you can be very, very picky, which I am, right? So if it's not like, oh, Jesus, this is drop dead, like if my 5-year-old could get this, if it's not that drop dead perfect, why? I got 13,499 others to check. I bet I can find one that's perfect. Now, can I go through all of those? No. So back to where I started. The advantage of having hundreds and hundreds of members and that we have here, all approaching the market here through the same technical lens, right? So they're looking for the same thing that I'm looking for. So collectively, all of us are looking for the same thing. So we post this up on a live stream, and guess what? You guys get to see the same thing as well. And hopefully along the way, you go, there seems to be something here. This guy has shown this 15,000 times. Maybe I ought to pay attention. Maybe. And then you got to be careful about this. The first one you get into, you get stopped out. Oh, fuck, that shit doesn't work. I knew I was very reluctant, right? But my first one's a loser, so this can't be any good. When you've done 100 of them, then come talk to me about your results. That's what you're looking for, right? Why would you not take this? Why would you not take that trade? I wish I could get answers, right? I know I'm just saying that out off to the void. Why are you not taking that trade? Why are you not taking that trade? What is it that's missing there for a trader? What ingredient is not there? You got to ask yourself, right? So if you go through here and you saw that and you didn't take it, why? Fear? We said be careful there, because remember, you want to buy it when it's going down, then wait for the reaction. Oh, I'm going to wait till it's safe. Oh, when I get right to that pivot, what did I just do there? I just pinged the median line. So I've already missed the corner pocket trade. I've already missed it, right? I'm late to the party. Oh, well, maybe I'll get a bounce there. Okay, maybe, right? So are you going to take this one when that comes down, right? Oh shit, I missed it. Did you? Right? You got a little structure right there. Did you miss it? Because if this is 1, 2, 1, 2, I got to have an impulse here. So that means there's got to be a 1, 2 in it. Are you taking that one? Are you taking that one? Ask yourself that, right? If you're struggling, right? If you're not, I'm going to assume people that are making a lot of money trading in crypto are not watching this live stream, right? It's typically people that are learning. They see the potential. They know there's something here. They need to work on this skill set. This I wouldn't like this. Oh, I don't mean to be. It took me years and years and years to get to this point. Years. I've been at this for almost 30 years. 30 years to where, so I know when I do it, it's like, oh, fuck, man, look how easy this is, right? I'm not trying to make it look like it's easy. It's not easy. This is the hardest way to make money that I know of. Hardest. I'm not trying to make it look easy. I'm just trying to show you that it's doable. If at the end of the day, it's always going to come down to your success or failure will not have anything to do with this. It will be how much are you losing when you're wrong versus how much are you making when you're right. Again, you could bail on all of this, TA, all of it. Heads I buy, tails I sell. Well documented. You could make money doing that. Flip a coin. What am I going to do here? I'm going to flip a coin. Heads I buy, tails I sell. Right? If it's tails and it goes up, well, okay. So my risk reward is 4 to 1, 5 to 1, whatever it may be. Right? As long as you're making more when you're right. Now, can I increase the number of times that I'm right? And can I reduce my risk when I go into the market based on everything that I'm trying to teach you here, so that I have the potential to be making substantially more when I'm right, as opposed to what I'm losing when I'm wrong? What am I going to lose here? Right? If I'm wrong, I'm losing that much. What am I going to make here if I'm right? Making that much. Trading is literally that simple. Money management, right? But this is what people don't want to, this is the part that no one wants to talk about. Oh, let's focus on the puzzle, right? Oh, puzzle, that's the fun, right? This is the work, the discipline to take the stop there. Fuck, I hate the stop. Damn it. Right. But I will go 3, 4 times if I still like it. Part of that is because there's been enough times where I took it 3 times. I'm not taking it again. On the 4th, it'll go, right? If the trade is still valid, you got to be willing. If there's small losers and the upside is still there, you got to be willing to keep working at it, because the time you go, fuck, all right, that's it, I'm out. I can almost guarantee you it'll go 2618. It's just the way the market is, because the market, it's really you the market and what's happening between your ears. Because if you don't take that trade, you're just reinforcing all the bad habits. They're saying, well, okay, I tried a couple of times, didn't work. Now it goes. Okay, well, shit. All right, I missed that one, right? I tried a couple of times, I didn't get it. Now, are you taking the next retrace? Right? Would it make sense, right? Oh, I can just look at this and say, oh boy, if I got that, if I could come down here and pop into some of that, well, oh, look at all this over here, all of this structure. So if I put a volume profile on it here, I know I'm going to have a high volume node here. If I come back here, can I take the 4 to the 5? Well, I don't like the 4s to the 5s. I prefer to try and get in the 3s. Okay. There's the 3. Are you taking that one? You gotta. You can't be afraid of the market. You got to respect it because it takes aggressively, but you can't be fearful. You got to take that trade. You got to take that trade. You got to take that trade, right? You're going to get stopped out more often than not. But when you get the one that goes, that compensates you for all those little losers. So, but here's the challenge for the new trader, the learning trader. They take all those little losers here. Shit, they draw down $1,500 down. God damn it! Then this thing goes up. It gets $500. Well, oh, I got to take that, man, because I got to recoup that $1,500 that I'm down. So you take the 500 and it goes 2,500. That's the hardest part. When you're in the right trade, keeping your hands off your mouse. That takes time. That takes skill. And so what I'm trying to teach you guys along the way in helping you do that to know, oh, do I want to let it run here or do I want to take some profit? Well, where's the context? If this is the 2, do I want to take profit right here? Probably not. Oh shit, I made $800 here. Do I want to take that? You're looking for the 3. So why? Oh, I think it's the one. I think it's the one of the 3. Okay, fine. Are you going to take the 2? Oh, I was waiting till that completed because I wasn't sure. Okay, are you going to take the next one? We get everybody? Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. I get going. Okay, so any of you guys interested in join? So you always got different ways you can join us. You can always join us for free, right? I'm assuming most of you guys know that. Get you into the white belt, 4 hours of content there, get you started on the belt system. There's a social membership. That's $49 a month. That's a lot of value for the dollar. You don't get access to the upper belts, but you got access to all the trading rooms, everything you want. Then there's the belt system, which is when we're doing a promotion, we will promo that. Now that's the belt system is not in. It's not going to push you. You're not going to have to mortgage your house. But I mean, for $199 a month, right? If you're in there and you're paying that, what you don't want to do is come in at $199 a month and not get busy, right? Because time's ticking, right? So when you come in for that $199, you want to be busy. You want to go after that blue belt, go after the purple belt, whatever it is, right? Because time is ticking. Shit, if you fuck around and you wait time, all of a sudden, oh shit, man, it's going to reload again. So when we do promos, it's because we want to get you into the belt system so you can progress. So if we do a discount, we do it on the belt system. So the $199 gets marked down. So because we want to get you engaged in the process of the education. So you can go, hey man, that white belt was okay. I think I'm going to go for this. Oh, they're doing a little promo discount. Okay, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to go blue belt. All right, oh, I got a little promo. I'll go blue belt. All right. So how'd you do on blue? Could you do it in 30 days? Well, if you had the time to allocate it to it, you have plenty of people who do it in 30 days. Now purple, that's going to be a little tougher. Right. But you want to stay busy because time is ticking. Right. Our goal is not, we have people that stayed with us for 3 years. They're long past needing any of the belt education. The reason they stay is for the community. Right. So all these like-minded traders, constant idea exchange. That's why they stay. Not because of me. They're long over me. Right. They've heard me so many times. They're like, oh, Jesus, not him again. Right. They stay because of the interaction with the other traders. Right. The idea exchange, the constant look at setups. Right. That's why they stay. I'm well aware it's not because of me. All right. Maybe they joined us because they saw something I was teaching. But when they stay, like James M., some of these guys, they're in there because they like the community. A lot of the guys you see here. All right. I should wrap that up, but you can look for that. So we'll feature it tomorrow. We'll be doing but we're doing trads tomorrow. It'll probably be on our Twitter feed. Money Crypto, he does up some nice graphics for us. And then be sure to catch Wednesday, where you're going to get a different approach to it. It's conceptually similar. It's just he's got a creative approach to geometry specifically, which I would encourage you guys to watch if you're interested, right? A lot of people come. And it's very good for me because we have a lot of people come in, they say, well, I'm kind of struggling with the Elliott. It's like, well, does that mean I have to leave? Because I don't want to be paying this $199 a month here if I'm not really progressing as an Elliottician. Well, what Money Crypto is teaching you is it's not that it's turning a blind eye to the Elliott structure, but it's giving you some really creative uses of geometry to look at some other approaches that don't require you memorizing 24 different corrective structures. I'm not saying it's easy, but it doesn't require that level of commitment to study, right? You got to learn. He's going to teach you what he does, which is quite unique. But it's just another way to approach the market, right? One is not better than the other. This is just what I know, what I teach, right? And he's a certified Elliottician, but he's taking it to another level, right? He's taking it to very creative use of geometry. So I encourage you guys to watch that. Look for that promo. It'll be on our Twitter feed. We'll feature it throughout the week. So with that, I'll wrap it up. Appreciate you guys sticking around. Thanks to all the. And that will wish you guys a good afternoon.